At 724-437-7677. Here's Steve.
Okay, for the Red Raiders on offense, starting at left guard is number 54, Gabe Ranker. Left tackle. Left guard, number 65, Zach Clark. Centers, number 70, Christian Perkins. Right guard, number 74, Tanner Hawk. Right tackle, number 78, Gavin O'Brien. The tight end, number 42, Don Grippy. Quarterback, number 2, Evan Townsend. Wide receivers, number 13, Tyler Hawk. Number 11, Lee Troop. And number 44, Jesse Jeffries. Running back is number 12, Devin George. And the fullback is number 33, Braxton Swaney. On defense for the Red Raiders, left defensive end, number 78, Gavin O'Brien. Defensive tackles, number 70, Christian Perkins, and number 73, Javonte Lewis. The right defensive end is number 74, Tanner Hawk. Linebackers from left to right, number 42, Don Grippy. Number 33, Braxton Swaney. Number 24, Maurice Jackson. And number 12, Devin George. Defensive backs from left to right, number 1, Devin Miles. Number 22, Cameron Jackson. And number 13, Tyler Hawk.
For the Mustangs on offense, front 5 on the line from left to right: Colton Cole, Billy Barton, Caleb Galibus, Cam Bradley, and A.J. Sumter. Caden Friel, the tight end. Rodney Gallagher, the quarterback. We told you earlier, Tajai Hooper getting the start at the tailback position. They'll use John Deek when they go to a fullback position. He will be the fullback for the Mustangs wideouts. Jaden Pratt, Joe Chambers, Keandre DeShields, and Matt Lucas, who earlier on today, Steve, was named the 3A WPIL Soccer Player of the Year. So congratulations to Matt Lucas. Defensively for the Mustangs, playing a 4-3 tonight with Ferens, Deek, Tucker, and A.J. Sumter on the defensive line. Linebackers, Dan Carney leads the Mustangs, 56 tackles on the season. Billy Barton and Brian Yurchik in the secondary. Tajai Hooper, Keandre DeShields, Jaden Pratt, and Rodney Gallagher, and we're set to go. Mustangs to get the football first. They're working left to right as we describe it, and kicking off for the Uniontown Red Raiders, number 14, Grant Barczyk. We mentioned earlier on this year, Steve, Grant played 3 sports in the fall for Uniontown. Member of their soccer team, also a member of their football team, and ran cross country as well. But we thought it was going to be Barczyk. It's actually going to be Riley Umble to kick off wearing number 4. So a little turn there for us, and Umble sends it on the ground. A little squib kick picked up there by the Mustangs' Caleb Rayful, and Rayful trying to come forward, lost the football, and I think Uniontown got it.
It's loose.
I think the Red Raiders recovered there, Steve. They did. Yeah. So they try to kick away there from Rodney Gallagher, and Rayful coughed it up, and Uniontown will have field position here at the Laurel Highlands 38.
Brian, we got folks watching from all over the place tonight. John Canchie, Laurel Highlands fan, listening down in Florida. I want to say my old college roommate, Rod Menas, listening in Boonesboro, Maryland. He's watching in, wants to see this Gallagher kid, and you got to have you got people all over the country. It's good to see, and should be a good night for football. Tanner
Hawk recovered the fumble for the Uniontown Red Raiders. Evan Townsend under center. Looks like Maurice Jackson is the tailback, and he's going to go nowhere on first down. Check that. That was Cameron Jackson, 22. Cameron Jackson got the football, and he actually lost 3 there, Steve, back to the 42. And I'll bring up second down and 13. And just underway from Bill Powers Stadium, Brian Morozak along with Steve Super, Tony Hanola supplying us with stats tonight. Billy Dice behind the camera on our Facebook Live feed. And Nick Barczyk back inside our WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital studios. And I have to thank the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital along with Ted Silva and Son Auto and Fender Repair for sponsoring our video stream here tonight.
And this is good, Brian, for the kids from Uniontown to get a little excitement in the people in the stands, and a nice crowd here tonight.
Cameron Jackson remains the tailback. Maurice is the fullback. And that's going to be a live football. It was a backwards pass.
Yeah, he threw.
Are they going to whistle it down here saying it's incomplete? It was clearly
backwards.
Backwards pass.
Maybe
What's the ruling here?
I think the Raiders recovered it anyway.
And we'll rule a Uniontown recovery there.
And they brought the house on that first play. The Mustangs coming after.
And that one is a loss of 7 on the play, so it'll be third down and 20. So the Red Raiders going the wrong way here early on. They did recover that early fumble after Rayful coughed it up. Now the line of scrimmage, the Laurel Highlands 49-yard line, third down and 20. And Evan Townsend will operate out of the shotgun, has a protector back to each side as he takes the snap. Mustangs coming after him. A little quick out, far side pass complete. But a 12-yard pickup, but well executed there on the far side as Uniontown gets some of those yards back and have to think now that's going to be 4-down territory. Wow. Tyler Hawk brought down the reception there for the Red Raiders.
Well, we talk about it every week, Brian. Punting in high school football is a dangerous situation for the offense, or for the punting team. And a lot of things can happen. You got to catch the snap, you got to kick, you got to block, and you got to kick it. And anytime past midfield, I always think they should go for it, even if you have a great punter. But the snap sometimes can be pretty dicey. Sometimes we've seen some crazy ones this year, haven't we?
Yes, we have. 4th and 8. Red Raiders are going to go for it. Townsend again out of the shotgun, repositions Cameron Jackson off to his left, twin receivers to each side, and Laurel Highlands looking to come after Townsend here. He lets it go deep down the field, single covers, the pass is tipped and caught there by Uniontown's Devin Miles, and Miles will score the opening touchdown of the game off the tip for Uniontown. Wow. Jaden Pratt had the coverage there for Laurel Highlands.
Just instead of tried to tip it up and try to catch it, but Brian, he needs to realize it's 4th down and 8. He just needs to knock that football down. The Mustangs would get the ball back, but he tipped it, and it got tipped up in the air, and just a mental error there by the Mustangs.
So a 37-yard touchdown pass. Evan Townsend connecting with Devin Miles. And now the extra point try here for Michael Harem. And the kick is up on the way, and that kick is good. So early on, it's Uniontown with a lead, 7-0 over Laurel Highlands. 9:20 left here in the opening quarter. We're back at 60 here on the CR Parada Group High School Sports Night.
Lease Plumbing and Excavating, helping area residents with residential and commercial plumbing, gas, electric, and water lines, along with paving, concrete, and excavation site work for over 30 years. Building a new home, Lease does utility installation of water, gas, and sewage lines. Lease does maintenance work on all existing homes, too. Call 724-245-2950. That's 724-245-2950 for your quote. Lee's wishes all the area football teams good luck this season from Lee's Plumbing and Excavating.
Good afternoon. I'm Mackenzie.
And I'm Cameron.
We're here to tell you about our youth group.
Every Thursday at Trinity United Presbyterian Church in Uniontown, we sing songs, play games, and learn about the Bible.
We also have special activities throughout the year, such as video game parties, Nerf night, horseback riding, and bowling, along with much more.
The fun starts at 5:30.
Join us for a great time of food, fun, and fellowship.
Youth group every Thursday at Trinity Presbyterian Church.
Back here at Bill Power Stadium, and Steve, that had to surprise some folks. Evan Townsend, 37-yard touchdown pass to Devin Miles. Michael Harem adding the extra point. A 4-play, 39-yard drive took 2:40 off the clock, and another squib kick. Mustangs coughed it up on the first go-around, and Rafel has it here again, trying to turn the corner on the far side, and he'll get brought down at the 31-yard line. So Uniontown has to certainly be
late flag, Brian. I don't know what they're going to call. Usually at that late of a juncture throwing the flag, it's probably going to be a late hit.
We'll wait for the signal here.
Pointing against Uniontown.
Again, we mentioned on the Laurel Highlands side, possibly a milestone game for Rodney Gallagher, needing 160 rushing yards to join the WPIAL 1000 club. Would be only the 13th player in WPIAL history to accomplish that feat in a high school football regular season. And we have a personal foul call here against Uniontown. That'll certainly help the Mustangs out here with some much better field position. They'll push the football here up to the Laurel Highlands 46-yard line. They'll start from the 46 instead of the 31. And Rodney Gallagher again, the Mustang quarterback, operating here out of the shotgun. We expected to see Tajai Hooper as the Mustang starting tailback in this game as they bring Brian Yorkchick in motion over to the near side, but it's going to be Carney as a blocker out in front of Gallagher, and Gallagher here on the near side right out of bounds of the Uniontown 47. And we got a 7-yard pickup there for Rodney Gallagher, so now Rod needing about 153 yards, Steve, to go over 1,000 for the season. We'll have the Rod tracker on all night long.
Well, you're going to have, Brian, I don't really know if you would call it a tailback anymore the way the offenses are. They're kind of a, running back, halfback, kind of a slot back. They just, they're always in a sidecar situation.
They're going to stick with Carney now to the left of Gallagher in the backfield. Hooper's in the game. He's lined up as a wide receiver to the slot right now, comes in motion, and they'll fake the jet sweep. Rod's going to keep it, pulls it down, has the 40, cuts back here at about the 37-yard line. We'll take it down to the 35-yard line. Needed only 2, got 11. That'll move the sticks for Laurel Highlands first down.
Took a couple of late hits there. A couple of guys came in late, and that's what the Mustangs need to avoid, having Gallagher take some of those hits. I mean, next week's the game that's going to matter, and this week it's, you got to figure the Mustangs are going to take control of this sooner or later.
They're certainly right on that. I think the number one key for the Mustangs here tonight is staying healthy for that WPIL first-round playoff game next week. Screen far side, pass complete to Hooper. Hooper inside the 35, lowers the shoulder and gets down to the 32-yard line. It's just a minimal pickup there on the little screen pass, Gallagher to Hooper, and that'll bring up second down and 7 with 8:23 left here in the opening quarter. Laurel Highlands working left to right as we describe it. The Mustangs in their away whites here today. Blue numbers and a little red trim. Uniontown in the home maroons with a white stripe and white numbers. Red Raiders defending the goal to our right.
Nice tackle by Tyler Hawk, junior, 5'10", 140-pounder, came in there and put a good stick on Hooper.
We've called both of the Hawks names here early on the Uniontown side. Red Raiders an early 7-0 lead. Laurel Highlands driving, 2nd and 7. Snap goes back to Gallagher. Carney out in front to block, inside the 25. Cuts at the 20, inside the 15. And Rod going to the house from 32 yards out for a Mustang touchdown. And Laurel Highlands back to within 1 at 7-6. That's a lot what we expected tonight, Steve.
Yep.
And drive all Rodney Gallagher on the ground. 4-play drive. Rod ran the ball 3 out of the 4 plays. And now an extra point attempt here from Harry Radcliffe. If it's good, we'll be tied at 7. Late substitution coming out now for the Mustangs.
Missing a wing on the left side.
We'll get everyone out there and set to go. Snap comes back a little high, brought down, and the kick there from Harry Radcliffe is good. And with 7:44 left here in the opening quarter, this game tied at 7. Laurel Highlands and Uniontown are back in 60 here on the CR Product Group High School Sports Night.
COVID-19 vaccines teach your body to recognize and fight the COVID virus. You can get this vaccine at no cost to you at Peachin Pharmacy in Connellsville. Schedule online, by phone, or just walk in. Help protect yourself and your loved ones. When you are ready, get your vaccine at Peachin Pharmacy. Visit peachinpharmacy.com for more information.
Peachin Pharmacy, your local pharmacy.
Going on now at Sea Harbor Chevy East. Our customers can drive away in a new 2021 Chevy Equinox for only $289 a month. Security deposit waived. Stop in for a test drive or visit SeaHarborChevyEast.com. Chevrolet, find new roads. Lease is with GMF for well-qualified individuals, 24 months at 10,000 miles yearly, with $3,000 cash rate equity down with GM Lease Loyalty or GM Lease Conquest. Security deposit waived. Payment is for cash title fees and for payment. Sale ends November 1st, 2021. While supplies last. Call dealer for all other details at 724-668-2231.
Laurel Highlands and Uniontown tied at 7 early on. Rodney Gallagher, a 32-yard touchdown run. Harry Radcliffe adding the extra point as this game knotted up at 7. And a deep kickoff here going back to the 10-yard line. And that's Jackson there on the return for Uniontown. Cameron Jackson taking it back to the 28-yard line. And that's where Uniontown will start first and 10. The last drive, a 4-play, 54-yard drive. Took 1:36 off the clock. Again, capped off on the Gallagher 32-yard touchdown run. I think we'll see a lot of Rod on the ground tonight, Steve.
I would think so. Yep, he's, just read option play. That play went, they faked it to the left, and then he kind of just stopped and cut back across the grain, and everybody flowed to his left, and then he had a wide open lane.
Uniontown starting this drive from their own 29-yard line with Evan Townsend under center. Townsend takes the snap, handoff going to the fullback, and that is Maurice Jackson. And Maurice, a nice run there. Steve getting 8 yards to bring up second down and 2. So both of the Jacksons being productive. Maurice, number 24, 5'10", 210-pound sophomore, and Cameron, a 5'7", 140-pound sophomore.
And
Maurice more of the fullback, Jackson more of the tailback.
Christian Perkins got a late block on, I think that was Deke. Or no, Billy Barton, number 54, right in front of the official after the play was almost over. The official had a little chat with Perkins, but no flag.
Red Raiders, though, looking impressive early on. They score their opening drive on an Evan Townsend 37-yard touchdown pass to Devin Miles. Townsend back under center, another fullback plunge here, and should be enough for a first down. Is carrying the pound there a little bit. Maurice Jackson getting it across the line to gain. Needed 2, got 3. That'll move the sticks here for the Red Raiders.
And Barton gets the stop. This time wraps around the waist of the fullback and did not let go. And then one of the Red Raiders lost his hat.
Tanner Hawk.
Yep, Tanner Hawk just, player loses his helmet, has to come out for at least one play.
I saw this Uniontown's team, Steve, early on in the season against Perry, and certainly much improved here today against Laurel Highlands, much more organized, and you can just tell over a couple-week period how much this Uniontown team has progressed. 3 wideouts here, offset eye but behind Evan Townsend. This one will go back to 22, Cameron Jackson, and Cameron brought down after some nice penetration there from Laurel Highlands' Brad Smith, and Cameron maybe got a half a yard there to bring up second down and a long 9. We're midway through this opening quarter, 5:54 left here in the first. Laurel Highlands and Uniontown tied at 7.
Smith looks like he's playing with a cast on his left hand.
He's been dinged up a little bit this season, missed a few games for the Mustangs. I'm sure they're glad to have him back in the lineup here tonight. So second and a long 9. Evan Townsend back under center. They have Braxton Swaney now in as the fullback, and Laurel Highlands showing blitz, and now some flags come in there.
Penalty flag on the play.
It's going to be a false start penalty here against Uniontown. So the 2nd and 9 becomes 2nd and 14. As they'll push the football just across the 35-yard line. And Laurel Highlands will find out, Steve, who they will play in the WPIL playoffs tomorrow. That's a change from past years. Usually the playoff pairings were not released until Monday, and they'll be out at 6 o'clock tomorrow night. Wow. So that'll give the coaches a few extra days of preparation. No longer have to make the trip down to Green Tree either. They'll just be posted up on the WPIL website and also the Trib Live High School Sports Network. And as you said there, Steve, coming back after the snap there from Perkins to Townsend. Townsend just had a fall on it there for about a half-yard loss. Then it'll bring up 3rd down and 15.
Yeah, the ball just fell to the ground. Townsend just did everything it could to fall on it.
Red Raiders keep possession. Now 3rd down and 15. Need the midfield stripe for a first down. Line of scrimmage, center of the field, the Uniontown 35.
Nice night for football. After all the rain we had today, it's kind of a dry, nice, crisp evening. A little chilly, but it's fall. It's almost November, so it should be cold.
About a rain cover for the camera. Don't even need it tonight.
Yep. Timeout, Red Raiders. Actually, the right guard, number 65, saw something he didn't like, and he called timeout.
Zach Clarks will take one as well. 4:12 left here in the opening quarter. Uniontown and Laurel Highlands tied at 7. We're back in 60 from the CR Parada Group High School Sports Night.
Attorneys from all over the state and nation advertise in southwestern Pennsylvania for personal injury and workers' comp cases. But most of them send their assistants to do the legwork. You might not even meet your attorney until your first hearing.
We're local attorneys, Davis & Davis.
We meet directly with our clients, including free consultation. There are no fees until you receive money on your case.
If you've been injured, call Davis & Davis, representing you and your neighbors yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
Phone 724-437-2799.
This is Dr. Fraser Stokes. Severe heartburn, chest pain, and regurgitation are symptoms of gastroesophageal reflux disease. This can lead to complications including ulcers, narrowing, and precancerous cells in the esophagus. At SWGI, our board-certified gastroenterologists, Drs. Ruthart, Calabrese, Hoppy, and I specialize in the care of reflux. Call 724-437-7677 or visit swgispecialist.com.
Back here at Bill Power Stadium, Brian Morozak and Steve Super. Uniontown facing a 3rd and 15. What's going on out there, Steve?
The official, the head referee calling all the players to the football, and he's having a little chat. Maybe he doesn't like some of the extracurricular. I haven't seen too much. Have you, Brian?
No.
I don't know what he's talking about. Maybe they're going to talk about where they're going to go for dinner after the game. I don't know.
Everybody huddled up here.
Yeah,
this is something we have not seen much of, if ever,
and now
especially this early on in a game.
All the players shaking hands, so he must have had a little chat with them about some of the extracurricular stuff. They haven't seen it too much that looked too bad, but you never know. We can't hear what they're saying down there.
And we're broadcasting from a distance, second row of the press box. A little screen here on third down falls incomplete. Is on the dump off. Townsend was looking there for Devin Miles again, who couldn't come up with it, and that'll bring up fourth down, and certainly a punting situation here for Uniontown, facing a 4th and 15, line of scrimmage, the Red Raiders' 35-yard line. 4:07 left here in the opening quarter. Game tied at 7.
Just, again, dangerous punting. Punting's dangerous any time, and now you're almost forced to with a 4th down and 15.
Michael Harem standing back at the Uniontown 23-yard line will send it away for the Red Raiders. Now late substitution coming out here is Devin Miles on as the protector back at the 30-yard line.
They only have one protector back there.
See if Laurel Highlands goes after Harem. Clean snap coming back, and Harem has to run away with it. He's going to try to take it on the far side. He'll just get back to the line of scrimmage, and Laurel Highlands will take over with great field position. I think Harem's thinking was there, Steve, if he tried to kick that, it was going to get blocked.
Yeah, well, he was running to his right. He might have had a chance to kick it and squib it down the field a few yards, but he probably figured why not try to run for it, but not much of a chance there for Harem, and the Mustangs will take over at the 39-yard line.
Bell Vernon off to a 14-0 lead over McKeesport early on. Have to thank Andre Ramsey for passing along that score to us. Big game for the conference championship in the Big 8 Conference.
Of course, Bell Vernon just explosive on offense, and then McKeesport not as explosive, but just big. They were just a big football team.
They've had a good defense throughout the course of the season. Their only loss against one of the top teams in the state of New York in Canisius. Gallagher out of the gun, play fake, pulls it down, looks to run inside the 35-30, and Rod, nice little surge there, needed 10, got 11 to move the sticks. Laurel Highlands starting this drive at the Uniontown 39-yard line. As we go under 4 minutes left here in the opening quarter. Mustangs looking for their first lead of the game. Uniontown struck first on a 37-yard touchdown pass from Evan Townsend and Devin Miles, and then the Mustangs answering back on a 32-yard touchdown run from Rodney Gallagher. By the way, that touchdown run for Gallagher, Steve, was his 17th rushing touchdown of the season. Screen here on the near side going to Tajai Hooper. Might have been a horse collar. Didn't see a flag, and Hooper takes it down to the 16-yard line. 12-yard gain, another Laurel Highlands first down.
Well, what that was an attempted horse collar, but the Uniontown defensive back grabbed Hooper by the back of the shirt, and then it slipped out of his hands. So
that was Devin George.
Yeah, he wasn't able to grab the shirt.
It's now 1st and 10 from the Uniontown 16-yard line. 3:09 left here in the opening quarter. Mustangs working left to right as we describe it. Again, you have Gallagher, the quarterback. Dan Carney off to his right. Gallagher waiting the snap. It comes back. He takes it, run the whole way inside the 15, inside the 10. Gallagher, a stiff arm at the 5, and he's run out of bounds right at the 1-yard line. Gallagher tried to tightrope the near sidelines. They're going to rule him out here, Steve, actually closer to the 2, it looks like. Still a nice run for Gallagher. The Mustangs set up here with a 1st and goal. 14-yard run there officially for Gallagher. And now from the 2, Laurel Highlands huddles with the ball on the right hash mark. We have not seen much of Hooper in the backfield tonight, as we were told coming into the game. Gallagher back out of the shotgun. Carney to his left. 1st and goal from the Uniontown 2. Gallagher takes the snap again, run the entire way, and Gallagher dives in on the far side for his 18th rushing touchdown of the season. And this puts Laurel Highlands on top 13-7 here at the 2:17 mark of the opening quarter.
Yeah, just to run all the way. They spread receiver way out to the left, and then they just had enough of a gap there off left tackle for Gallagher to make it in pretty easily.
Now Radcliffe to give the Mustangs a touchdown lead. Joe Chambers, the long snapper. Ben Diamond's the holder. Ben puts it down. Harry's kick is up on the way and good. It's a 14-7 Laurel Highlands lead over Uniontown. 2:17 left here in the first, and we're back in 60 here on the CR Product Group High School Sports Night.
With branches in Markleysburg, Connellsville, Hopwood, Uniontown, and Perryopolis, Somerset Trust Company is truly Fayette County's community bank. We invite you to stop by and experience the Somerset Trust Company difference. Local decision-making, convenient locations, extended hours, award-winning online and mobile banking, and more. Somerset Trust Company, community banking worth talking about. Branches and ATMs throughout Fayette County.
Casey Sports Cafe, owned by the Vernon family, is located on South Mount Vernon Avenue in Uniontown. Casey's has reopened for dine-in services with new hours, Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Saturday and Sunday 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. Meals are home cooked and range from a variety of steaks, chicken and veal parmesan, liver and onions, along with appetizers, salads, wings, and sandwiches. Casey's offers free delivery in the Uniontown area with purchases of $10 or more. Phone 724-550-4126 for Casey Sports Cafe.
Back here at Bill Power Stadium, Harry Radcliffe sending the kickoff into the end zone for a touchdown. Mustangs now up 14-7. 2-yard touchdown run for Rodney Gallagher. Harry Radcliffe adding the extra point. It was a 4-play, 39-yard drive. Took 1:42 off the clock. And Gallagher now, Steve, 6 carries for 78 yards and 2 touchdowns so far tonight.
Yeah, just been terrific. And, Gallagher from that quarterback position is really more of a running back there. He hasn't even looked, well, he's thrown a couple of swing passes, but everything's just kind of a run right off the end.
Now the Red Raiders to start after the touchback from their own 20-yard line. Scored on their opening drive to go on top 7-0. Evan Townsend under center. Going back here to the fullback, and that's Braxton Swaney this time into the secondary. And Swaney, a 20-yard gain, taking it all the way to the Red Raiders' 40-yard line. So what a run there from Braxton Swaney, the 6', 210-pound junior fullback for the Red Raiders.
Yeah, he looks like a player, this Swaney. Now he's coming off limping a little bit right now. Is that him coming? That's number 33.
That is Swaney.
Yeah, he's limping. But they found something they like there, Brian. A little quick hitter, as they have Townsend under center, which you don't see as much anymore. And he's under center, and they just give it to that fullback, and he's just been popping right through the line.
We have both Jacksons in there right now. Maurice is the fullback, Cameron's the tailback, and now Townsend repositioning out of the shotgun. High snap coming back over his head. Townsend retreating, trying to get away from it, and just throws it on the far side, incomplete. There was a receiver, Jesse Jeffries, in the vicinity, so just an incomplete pass, and really a heads-up play there from Evan Townsend, because that could have been a turnover or a big-time loss on the play.
Well, that play looked a little confusing from the start, because the running backs looked like they wanted Townsend to go under center, and he came back. They're having a little conversation of he was telling them where all he wanted them to line up, and all of a sudden the ball came flying over his head. So just a little bit of confusion on the Red Raiders on the offense there, but so far they've done a nice job, Brian, of moving the football.
2nd down and 10. Again, both Jacksons out there. Maurice the fullback, Cameron the tailback. Laurel Highlands showing blitz as Townsend takes the snap. Handoff going there to Maurice, and Maurice just a little surge, getting 3 up to the 43 to bring up 3rd down and 7. You can tell Laurel Highlands defensively, they're reading run the entire way.
Yeah, that time Carney got in the backfield, almost took the handoff right out of Townsend's hands as he was giving it to the running back, Jackson.
Carney came into the game, 56 tackles on the season, leading the way for Laurel Highlands. Also a sack and a half. Now 3rd down and 7. They do have new play clocks here, Steve, since the last time we've been to Bill Power Stadium on each side.
Yeah, the turf fairly new, a couple years ago. I guess it was more than a couple, but time flies. But it still looks like it's in pretty good shape, doesn't it?
Stadium looking nice tonight. Yeah. Good crowd on hand as well. 3rd and 7. Townsend out of the gun, looking middle, and the pass was short of the intended wide receiver. If it was intended for Devin Miles, you also had Lee Troup and Jesse Jeffries cutting in from their respective slot positions. And nonetheless, the pass falls incomplete, and it'll be 4th down and 7.
Well, Again, punting. We talk about it all the time. Punting's just dangerous. It's just dangerous, and you're almost at the point in the field, you're close to midfield. And I would have a half a mind maybe take a shot and maybe pull a little trickery here and try to fake it, but
Gallagher back at the 25. Harem, the Uniontown punter, standing at the 31.
Thing I don't like is only one protector back there.
And it's going to be a fake. It's going to go up to Miles, who's going to look to run here on the near side. Flag on the play. Miles trying to turn the corner. Hooper had him, let him go, but Miles going nowhere. He'll get wrapped up and brought down there by the Mustangs' A.J. Sumter.
Well, interesting what the flag's going to be. It might be a holding.
Hold against Uniontown, I was thinking.
He's asking the Laurel Highlands bench, why would they accept that? I mean, you shouldn't even have to ask, right? I mean, they got the ball. They're not going to let them try fourth down again and punt. So
they ran the clock down for some reason. Should have been a change of possession, and they should have stopped the clock. So I would expect the clock to likely get reset here for one final play in the opening quarter, because the clock was still running after what should have been a change of possession being stopped short on a fourth down. But they're going to say no, and that's going to end the first quarter. They should have had another play, but nonetheless, 14-7, Laurel Highlands over Uniontown after one. We're back with the second quarter in 60 seconds here in the CR Barada Group High School Sports Night.
Chris Parker Jr., it's your 20th anniversary.
We're celebrating 20 years as your local Hyundai dealer and over 60 years in the car business. We are so grateful for our loyal customers. We appreciate their repeat business and referrals, as well as Hyundai's support.
Other than great vehicles, what else have you seen from Hyundai over the last 20 years?
One important thing is Hyundai's Hope on Wheels program. Hyundai donates to pediatric cancer research to help stop childhood cancer with every new car purchase.
That is such a great program.
In the used car market, check out our certified pre-owned Hyundais with the balance of the 100,000-mile powertrain warranty included. Not in the market to buy a car? Autoland is interested in purchasing your vehicle.
Plus, every new Hyundai comes with Hyundai Assurance, America's best warranty with 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain protection and 3-year free maintenance. Visit their website, AutolandHyundai.com, or stop into Autoland Hyundai, East Fayette Street, Uniontown.
You always pay less to drive the best at Autoland Hyundai.
Back here at Bill Power Stadium, Mustangs set to go from the Uniontown 39-yard line, working right to left as we describe it. Gallagher out of the shotgun, a little play fake, pulls it down inside the 35, cuts back at the 30, and Gallagher down the far sideline, looking for his third rushing touchdown of the night, and he has it with an arm in the air. Rodney Gallagher, just one play on the drive, took 12 seconds, 39-yard touchdown run on the Mustangs, increased their lead now to 20-7.
Typical play from Gallagher, just gets out there in space and makes people miss.
So what a run there from Rodney Gallagher. And now the extra points from Harry Radcliffe. Radcliffe awaiting the snap. It comes back, and the kick up on the way, and that kick is good. So with 11:48 left here in the second quarter, 21-7, Laurel Highlands over Uniontown after the 39-yard touchdown run from Rodney Gallagher. And we're back in 60 here on the CR Barada Group High School Sports Night.
$74.99, 8,000.
We're back here at Bill Power Stadium. For some of you folks on the radio side that might have dropped off, Rodney Gallagher took just one play on the drive, Steve, a 39-yard touchdown run, and now the Mustangs on top of Uniontown by a score of 21-7 after Harry Radcliffe added the extra points.
Typical Gallagher play, just kind of gets out in space, and people look like they're going to catch him, and they just never do. He just seems to run away from people and glide just enough to keep out of the way of getting tackled.
Radcliffe, a little squib kick here, a little juggle, and then regaining here on the near side with a stiff arm going out of bounds there for Uniontown, and that was Notorious Grooms, number 28. He's going to be a heck of a basketball player for Rob Kesmarski's squad. Notorious only a freshman, and Coach K sitting right in front of us tonight, Steve.
Yeah, I saw him down there. He's
still down there. Basketball season only a couple weeks away.
That's right. He'll be here before you know it. Football, this is the last game. It's hard to believe, isn't it?
Last game for Uniontown.
Yeah.
We will have the Laurel Highlands playoff game for you next week, both audio and video. The video will be housed on the Triple Live High School Sports Network. We'll have a link posted on the WMBS Facebook page. But we will be able to bring you both audio and video next week of the Mustangs' first-round playoff game. We hope it's the first of at least a few WPIL playoff games this year. A little pitch back here for the Red Raiders, going nowhere as Townsend sent that one back. And it's coming out of the POW there, 22, Cameron Jackson.
Tell you that,
losing a couple of yards, lost 3 to bring up second down and 13.
The best plays have been the quick hitters to the fullback right behind the quarterback, and then Townsend actually has done a pretty good job of throwing the ball down the field. He's made some pretty good throws and got some completions, and of course that one that was fortunate with that tip up in the air that Pratt tipped up, and they were able to take it in. But Townsend I think's done a pretty decent job.
And Steve, I've unofficially Gallagher 127 yards rushing already here in the first half. So that'll put him about 33 short of joining the 1,000 club as Braxton Swaney lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage there for Uniontown.
Well, the only thing that's prevented him from getting it here before, the end of the first quarter was the fact that the Mustangs had the ball in too good a field position.
Correct.
That they didn't have far enough to go.
So now third down and not 15 here for Uniontown. Line of scrimmage the 30. They need actually just past the 43 for a first down, so call it third and a long 13.
Third down, 13.
With 10-16 left before halftime. And the Mustangs really have done a nice job, Steve, to answer back after that opening touchdown from Uniontown on that Evan Townsend 37-yard hookup to Devin Miles. And look for Uniontown maybe to take a shot here. With Townsend operating from the shotgun. Will air it out here on the near side. The pass is tipped and falls incomplete. Tajai Hooper knocked it down. The intended wide receiver was Tyler Hawk here on the near side. That'll bring up fourth down and likely see Mike Harem out on the field again here for Uniontown.
And it's just the adventures of kicking the ball in high school football. And I'd like to see them put they're putting two guys out wide, one on each side, to get down there and cover the punt. But if you can't kick it down there to cover it, there's not much sense in sending anyone out there. And they only have one fullback now. Here comes an extra player on the field for the Mustangs, and that's just going to be going. He's going to left end.
And Miles isn't even that big, Steve. 5'6", 130 pounds, so a tough position for him to get put into. Clean snap coming back. Laurel Highlands not much of a rush that time. Harem sends it away, and it'll bounce back here to Gallagher at the 30-yard line. Has the 35-40 and brought down at the ankles there at the 38-yard line. Pretty good tackle from Uniontown's number 74, Tanner Hawk.
And that makes you nervous watching him get tackled down low around the ankle.
So, Steve, with a big run on this drive, Rodney Gallagher an opportunity to become only the 13th player in WPIL history to rush for and pass for over 1,000 yards during a WPIL football regular season. Unofficially needs 33 yards on this drive rushing to get to the 1,000 rushing yard mark.
Our man Tony Anula is over there with the other broadcast with Gary Frankhauser, so we don't have it probably as accurate as he does, but you got to be pretty close. You've been keeping track over there.
But Tony's been feeding me a lot of the stats as well. Okay. Here we go. Gallagher, quick screen out, far side, going to Jaden Pratt in the flat. And Pratt a first down and more. Breaking a few tackles, takes it inside the Uniontown 40 down to the 39-yard line. So pretty good hook up there, going for 23 yards. Gallagher to Pratt. And Pratt missed a couple of games for Laurel Highlands. Nice to see him back out there.
Yeah, now he's limping coming off.
Did not play last week against Trinity. Got injured one of the opening plays 2 weeks ago in the Mustangs' loss against McKee Sports. And Pratt's going to take a little seat, do a few push-ups over there, and try to get back out there. So now from the Uniontown 39-yard line, Gallagher out of the shotgun, pulls it down, a little read option again inside the 40-35. This could be it, Steve, inside the 30, 25-20, and Gallagher with a flag on the play will go into the end zone for a touchdown, but will it count?
Probably not.
He thought he had it there, Steve. Needed 33 yards to go over 1,000. The flag was thrown at the 10-yard line.
Oh,
so the referee's taken away.
Celebrating. Let's see what happens. Unless he saw one of the Mustangs clapping, but maybe he was clapping in disgust.
A couple of flags were thrown on the play.
It's hard to see here. This press box is pretty nice, but they got a lot of windows and supports, little frames of the windows.
Mustang coaching staff saying below us, Steve, might be offsetting penalties here. They're going to count the touchdown. Personal foul against Uniontown. But that flag was thrown, though, before the touchdown. So that will go as a touchdown. And unofficially, we have Rodney Gallagher over 1,000 yards rushing for the season, becoming only the 13th player in WPIAL history to rush for and pass for over 1,000 yards. Now, Gary's telling me 156. So check that. Gary's telling me 156, so still needs 4 more yards. Tony's telling me unofficial. All right, so we got to go another drive, Steve.
He'll get it.
8:54 left before halftime. Rod now accounting for all 4 of Laurel Highlands' touchdowns in this game. Radcliffe's extra point is up on the way, and that kick is good. So with 8:54 left in the second quarter, 28-7, Laurel Highlands leading Uniontown. We're back in 60 here on the CR Parada Group High School Sports Night.
When your car is damaged, the name to remember is Ted Silva & Son Body and Fender Repair. Currently in their 58th year of providing quality, reliable service to the community, Ted Silva & Son offers complete collision service, minor to major repairs, frame and unibody repair, and glass installation. They will gladly blueprint your vehicle for repair, and they will work with your insurance company. With a paint booth that utilizes the environmentally friendly waterborne paint process, Ted Silva & Son not only cares for our community and our children, they care for our environment. Located on Atlas Road in Hopwood, it is the goal of Ted Silva & Son to alleviate the stress of an accident and assist you in any way possible. Family owned and operated for 58 years. Call 724-437-2351 for Ted Silva & Son Body and Fender Repair, LLC. Proud to support local high school sports.
Back here at Bill Power Stadium. So, Steve, we confirm Gallagher at 156 rushing yards so far in this game. Has 4 rushing touchdowns. Now 20 rushing touchdowns on the season. And after the personal foul, Laurel Highlands kicking off from the Uniontown 45-yard line. And this will be a touchback here as Radcliffe will send it into the end zone.
Surprised they didn't try an onside kick there from on the other side of the 50.
They're just showing good sportsmanship, though, up 28-7 against your crosstown rival. Still here at the 8:54 mark of the second quarter.
Yeah, I think they want to get Gallagher those yards and get him out of there.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he could actually rush for like 500 in a game today the way he's going.
He could.
We talked a little bit about that last week after his hot start. The Mustangs school record just over 400 yards rushing in a single game. Going to be tough to accomplish. So Uniontown going back to work after 4 straight Laurel Highlands scores in this game, and they're going back to the fullback again. And again, that's been their most effective play of the night. Braxton Swaney there taking it to the 25-yard line, 5-yard pickup to bring up 2nd down and 5. Evan Townsend throwing the opening touchdown pass, 37 yards to Devin Miles, and Gallagher touchdown runs of 32, 2, 39, and 37 to give the Mustangs a 28-7 lead in this game.
And Lucas Ferentz checked out of the game for a minute. He's been playing pretty well over there at left defensive end.
2nd and 5. Let's see if the Red Raiders stick with the inside running. And this handoff's going to number 24, Maurice Jackson. And Maurice taking it up to the 43-yard line, and that's an 18-yard pickup there for Maurice Jackson and a Uniontown first down.
Shifty moves by Jackson to kind of glide through there and change of direction, and did a good job.
That's a Uniontown first down. So 7:55 left before halftime. Laurel Highlands a 28-7 lead over Uniontown. Line of scrimmage now, the Uniontown 43-yard line as they break the huddle. Evan Townsend under center. Fullbacks Braxton Swaney. Once again, the tailback is Maurice Jackson. And Maurice gets it here again, off tackle, left side. Lowers the helmet and gets down close to midfield, picking up 5, maybe 6 there. We'll give him 6. It'll bring up 2nd down and 4. I like what I'm seeing out of the running backs, Steve. Maurice Jackson, Cameron Jackson, and Braxton Swaney all have run the ball well tonight.
Yes, they have. They're doing a decent job. It's just they can't tackle Gallagher is the problem.
Well, there aren't too many teams that can.
Yeah.
It's been a common problem around the WPIAL. Again, Gallagher now 20 rushing touchdowns so far this season for Laurel Highlands. 2nd and 4 now for Uniontown as they approach midfield, working left to right as we describe it. Evan Townsend back under center. Swaney remains the fullback, and Maurice Jackson remains the tailback. Twin receivers to the far side, single coverage to the near side. And Townsend, maybe a little bit of a broken play here, and he's going to get sacked back at the 47-yard line. So somebody wasn't on the right page there, Steve, and he really got finished off by A.J. Sumter.
Well, he turned around to hand off. It looked like to Braxton, and he turned to his right. Braxton was to his left, so he kind of went by him on the wrong side, and he couldn't get him the ball. So then he turned around, and nobody was there, and he kind of looked around like, uh-oh, I'm in trouble.
The only good news for Uniontown, it was only a 1-yard loss on the play.
Yeah.
It's not a whole lot of damage done. Hopefully Townsend's all right. He took a pretty good shot there.
Well, either Townsend went the wrong way or Braxton went the wrong way, but nevertheless, it's 3rd down and 5, and this has got to be 4-down territory, I would think.
As we go under 6 minutes left before halftime. And they'll stay with the same formation again. 2 I-backs behind Townsend. Pitch going back here on the near side to Cameron Jackson, and Cameron turns the corner, has a 1st down, and he's run out of bounds at the Laurel Highlands 42. So Cameron Jackson needed 5, got 10, and it moves the sticks again for Uniontown.
Flag.
And you're right there, Steve. Thrown back at the Uniontown 47-yard line on the far side. This could be in the area of holding.
Yeah, because they're moving the flag to where the official thought the foul occurred.
All right, the 49, and now you have Christian Perkins.
Personal foul. What's he putting his fist together? What's that? I never saw that signal.
Crackback block. You don't see that called too often.
No.
I guess the crackback was called on Perkins because he appeared to be the one talking to the official trying to plead his case.
He was chatting with the official, but
when was the last time you've seen a crackback called in a high school game?
Or any game. Maybe it does you don't see it very
No.
often. See chop blocks every once in a while.
Now 3rd and long.
Of course, those of you new to the game or don't know, chop block is when a blocker has engaged with the person above the waist, and then someone comes in and cuts the legs out from under him. That's a very dangerous play.
For sure. 3rd and 19 now for Uniontown. Line of scrimmage, the Red Raiders 34-yard line. They need the Laurel Highlands 47 for a 1st down. Play clock at 13 as the Red Raiders break the huddle. They'll spread it out here. Twin receivers to each side. Cameron Jackson to the right of Townsend in the backfield. And it's a little screen here on the near side. One-handed catch brought down there, and a nice catch from Cameron, but he wasn't going anywhere up the field. Steve maybe got a half yard up to the 35-yard line, but still a nice job just to reel that one in. Bell Vernon now up 20-0 over McKeesport.
Dan Carney with a good play defensively for the Mustangs. And the shame about that crackback block, where they threw the flag, it was the play was going to the right off tackle, and it really didn't affect the play at all as far as the Mustangs. It didn't cause them from not being able to make a tackle. And now we're at punt safe, and Gallagher, I think he's way too far down the field, Brian.
Michael Harem standing at the 23. Gallagher standing at the 26 of Laurel Highlands. Clean snap coming back to Harem. Line drive. Kick will bounce in front of Gallagher. He's going to let it go. Mustangs need to stay away from it. Jaden Pratt almost over there.
He has just got to pay attention, Brian. He's standing there. He sees the football. He needs to get away. And it almost hit his foot, but he was able to tiptoe around it.
We'll keep it right here with some history maybe taking place. Again, Rodney Gallagher, 156 rushing yards, needing 4 more to go over 1,000 for the season and join the WPIAL 1,000 Club. And Laurel Highlands will start this drive at their own 31-yard line. 4:12 left before halftime.
Well, let's see if he can get it. It's going to probably, they're just going to hand it to him. He's going to probably fake it to Carney and go off right or left tackle.
Trenton Carter of Carmichael's became the 12th in WPIL history to do it last week. Let's see if Rod could do it here. Takes the snap, and Rod up the middle, needed 4, and he got more than that. Just takes a knee here at the 39-yard line. So Gallagher got 8.
And
do you think he knew that was a history-making run there? Wants the football?
Well, I don't know if he wants the football, but he definitely gave himself up.
Yes, he did.
And they're taking him right out of the game.
They're going to check him out of the game after picking up 8 yards, and he'll surpass 1,000 rushing yards for the season. Came into the game over 1,000 passing yards, becomes the 13th player in WPIL history to join the 1,000 club.
With that carry, Rodney Gallagher became just the 13th player in WPIAL history.
And now you have C.J. Soltis in the game as the Laurel Highlands quarterback. He's scrambling on the far side and hit to Jai Hooper right in the numbers. And Hooper could not hang on at the 45-yard line. And, Steve, you would think that might be the last time we see Gallagher tonight.
It would be if I was coached. I mean, they got what he needed to do. He got out of there unscathed, and no nicks or bruises. It doesn't appear to be. He got that one tackle. He got tackled by the ankles, which I had to make the Mustang coaches a little uptight. But you're well in control of this game at 28-7, and gives you a chance for some of your other players. And I still have most of the starters in, other than Gallagher.
3rd and 2, 3:19 left before halftime. Soltis out of the shotgun. Inside handoff going here to Dan Carney. And again, the Mustangs running struggles continue from the tailback position. Carney lost the football, and you have Cameron Jackson running out of the pack with it, the play was whistled down. Are they going to give Uniontown the football or not?
I don't think he was down, or Jackson went down. They're going to say it's Mustang ball, maybe the forward progress stop, but that could have been a touchdown for the Red Raiders. And you can see right away without Gallagher in the game, big difference on offense.
Totally changes the complexion of that Laurel Highlands offense. And, of course, C.J. Soltis is in there now, played his freshman season here at Uniontown.
Was a starter.
Yes, he was the starter. Came in starting as a freshman. And now the Mustangs to go for it here, 4th and 2. Going to bring Ryan Pyro in motion, and they drew the Red Raiders offsides. Is coming across the line. Early there was Darian Gordon, number 63.
Yeah, Gordon just a little anxious. The kid jumped a little early. And that was a good job by Soltis with the hard count. And is able to get the free 5 yards, and it's enough for a first down for the Mustangs.
It's 2:31 left on a running clock here in the second quarter. Laurel Highlands on top 28-7. 4 rushing touchdowns from Rodney Gallagher tonight, going over 1,000 yards rushing for the season in the process. And Soltis with a flag on the play is going to heave it down the field, and the ball was tipped and caught by Joe Chambers. Chambers, a little cutback of the 15 inside the 10. He'll go into the end zone for a touchdown, but multiple flags down on the field.
Yeah, flag.
That's still a good one for the highlight reel, though,
flag
Steve.
At the 35, another flag at the 40, right by the line of scrimmage. So let's see, sort it out, but I got a feeling this one's coming back. But that's still a good highlight reel for Chambers. That's 2 tip balls we've seen tonight.
Yes, one on each side. And you could have actually, Steve, offsetting penalties here as well. You might have defensive pass interference in the secondary, and you might have holding here on Laurel Highlands. Illegal formation against Laurel Highlands, and pass interference on the defense. So offsetting penalties. And they'll pull it back here to the Laurel Highlands 44-yard line.
The penalty on Uniontown is pass interference. The penalty's offset. We will replay the down.
After all of that, Steve, 1st and 10 again.
Yep.
From their own 44.
2:07 left before halftime. As the Mustangs break the huddle. Soltis out of the gun, triple right formation. And CJ takes the snap, and you have flags coming in here again. I think the Mustangs moved early there, Steve.
Yep, jumped a little early. Again, different quarterback in. Everything's a little different, the cadence. Maybe throw some of the guys off a little bit.
Bell Vernon now up 26-0 on McKee Sports. Hey, that's surprising a lot of folks there, Steve.
Is that game being played at Bell Vernon?
At Bell Vernon.
On the beach.
Yeah, still a lot of folks expect a little bit closer than 26-0 between those two teams playing for the conference title.
Well, Bell Vernon's still number 1 in the state, aren't they?
Yes, they are. Soltis back out of the gun now, 1st and 15. He's scrambling to the far side. A little pressure coming. Sidesteps a man. And a little shovel pass down the field. Are they going to rule that complete?
I think so.
It's Ryan. That's Ryan Pyro who made the reception. Go down as just a minimal gain on the play. 1, maybe 2. We'll give him 2. Up to the 41. Bring up 2nd down and 13. And the Mustangs want to try to get a score here before halftime. They have to watch the clock. 1:33 left here in the second quarter.
Braxton Sweeney came off and he was limping. And he has a trainer looking at his ankle, his right ankle, or his foot. Something wrong with him.
Triple left formation here for Laurel Highlands. Soltis with Carney to his left as he takes this. No, it's Gallagher back in there. So Rod's back out there with a pass on the far side, going to Keandre DeShields, and Keandre picking up 12 down to the Uniontown 46-yard line to bring up 3rd down and short. So we thought Rod might be done for the night, Steve. They gave him a little breather, and he's back out there.
I think what's going to go on here, they're going to probably let him throw a little bit. I would not let him run very often, but a
little practice of the 2-minute drill here in case it's needed next week. We're down to 40 seconds left before halftime. Twin receivers to each side. Carney to the left of Gallagher. Man coming in motion. It'll be Matt Lucas on the jet sweep coming near side. And Lucas trying to turn the corner. Not a lot of running room. And Lucas will lose a couple here back to the 49. Lost 3, maybe 4 back to midfield. And that'll bring up 4th down and 5.
That's where you miss a fullback, Brian. You need to get – you got 1 yard to go. Something straight up the middle and get some action. I wonder if they're going to punt here. I can't believe they would.
I'd go for it. 26 seconds left before halftime. 4th and 5. And they're running the clock. Technically, they don't have to snap it. You have the game clock at 18, play clock at 30.
Might as well throw one deep.
And it looks like Soltis back in there as the Laurel Highlands quarterback. And now Ryan Pyro coming in motion. He'll reset in the slot right. And they're going to snap it here with 5 seconds left as Soltis takes it, hangs in the pocket, looking deep as Joe Chambers there comes back for the football. Could not hang on, but took a shot to the head. They're late from Cameron Jackson. No flag on the play, but Jackson, I think, took a shot there that was really unnecessary on Chambers as the pass fell incomplete. Well, I think if you had an official that had a better view of that, that could have got flagged down there for unnecessary roughness and maybe even targeting, and the Mustangs might have had another shot at the end zone.
Well, I was watching our feeds a couple seconds behind. I thought it was pretty close, but Jackson, in his defense, didn't know if Chambers was going to catch that ball, so he was going there to try to separate Chambers from the football. A lot of chatting going on. The officials are talking, and some of the players from each side.
I don't think they like that shot, though, Steve. I mean, to be honest.
Yeah.
Now Coach Harry Kaufman, assistant coach Harry Kaufman down there talking to one of the officials. Everyone walking to the locker room. I think Harry's still a little upset. Billy, can you get a shot down there of Coach Kaufman down there on the sidelines talking to the official? And they're going to walk off. And the Mustangs, you got the band on the field, and some of the Mustang coaches trying to come back out there as well. And now Laurel Highlands will finally make their way to the locker room with the score 28-7 here at halftime. The Mustangs leading the Uniontown Red Raiders. Now stay tuned for our Halftime show. It's being brought to you by Peachin's Pharmacy, located inside the downtown Connellsville Peachin Market. Comes your way next here on WMBS, the Triple Live High School Sports Network, and Facebook Live.
Did you know that you have a choice for your physical therapy provider? NovaCare Rehabilitation offers same-day appointments, and oftentimes you don't need a prescription from your doctor to see us. We will make sure that you are treated as an individual and will work directly one-on-one with you to help achieve your goals. You have tried the rest. Now try the best. NovaCare, Delaware Avenue in Uniontown. Phone 724-437-0556 to schedule your appointment today.
The Catholic War Veterans, Post 1669 at Hopwood, are proud supporters of local high school sports. For more information on the programs that the Catholic War Veterans provide, log on to the Catholic War Veterans website at www.cwv.org. You can also visit the Catholic War Veterans Post 1669 on Facebook or phone 724-437-3088. That's 724-437-3088 for the Catholic War Veterans Post 1669 in Hopwood.
Bad hair day? Bad day at the office? Bad day behind the wheel? Hey, stuff happens, even to the best of us. At least your car insurance rate doesn't have to take a hit. Get Erie Rate Lock from Erie Insurance. Gives you a great rate that stays put until you change a car, driver, or your address. Plus, seriously good service. Now that's something to smile about.
Your Erie agent in Uniontown and Ross Traver Township is Sproul's Insurance Group, 724-437-9812, or go to SproulsInsurance.com.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
It's a fact. We go your way all around every day. It's a fact. We're striving harder to get you farther.
Have you ever been at a Fact bus stop and wondered where your bus was? Now you can track all Fact fixed route buses in real time. Go to factbus.com or download the Fact Bus Route app for your cell phone or tablet from the Google App Store. It's free. And don't forget, all Fact fixed route buses now have free Wi-Fi. For more information and for rates and routes, go to factbus.com or call 724-628-RIDE.
Forget the bus and grab the bus. Come along and ride with us. It's a fact. We're Fayette County Public Transit.
COVID-19 vaccines teach your body to recognize and fight the COVID virus. You can get this vaccine at no cost to you at Peachin Pharmacy in Connellsville. Schedule online, by phone, or just walk in. Help protect yourself and your loved ones. When you are ready, get your vaccine at Peachin Pharmacy. Visit peachinpharmacy.com for more information.
Peachin Pharmacy, your local pharmacy.
Savings is as easy as 1, 2, 3 with an Education Club savings account at First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County. Your future dreams will start adding up, plus you may qualify for a scholarship upon high school graduation. Visit any First Federal branch to start saving today. For more information on account rules and scholarship eligibility, visit firstfederalofgreene.com. Best wishes to our local teams from First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County and MLS number 458729, member FDIC, equal housing lender. The high school football season is here. Donnie Arthur's Buyers Market, Connellsville Street, and Uniontown Mayor Bill Gerke are teaming up to cheer on our local high school football teams. Bill and Donnie are proud to support our local districts and wish all the players, cheerleaders, band members, students, parents, and teachers a successful school year and football season. Don't forget to stop by Donnie Arthur's Buyers Market on Connellsville Street before the game to pick up your favorite snacks, drinks, or sandwiches.
Back here at Bill Powers Stadium, halftime, the Laurel Highlands Mustangs a 28-7 lead over the Uniontown Red Raiders. Brian Morozak along with Steve Superick will have stats for you in just a moment. We'll start things off with our first half scoring summary. Surprise, surprise, it was Uniontown that got on the board first. Evan Townsend, a 37-yard touchdown pass to Devin Miles. Extra point was good from Mike Harem. And it was a 7-0 lead for Uniontown over Laurel Highlands. That was a 4-play, 39-yard drive. Took 2:40 off the clock, occurred at the 9:20 mark of the opening quarter. And then the Mustangs got their game going. Rodney Gallagher, a 32-yard touchdown run, capped off a 4-play, 54-yard drive. That took 1:36 off the clock. Touchdown occurred at the 7:44 mark of the opening quarter to tie the game up at 7. Rod got his second of 4 first half touchdowns, a 2-yard touchdown run. That occurred at the 2:17 mark of the opening quarter. Mustangs, after Harry Radcliffe extra point, went on top 14-7, and then Gallagher adding another pair of touchdown runs, won a 39-yard run, just a one-play 12-yard drive on the opening play of the second quarter. Score occurred at the 11:48 mark. That made it 21-7, and then Gallagher a 39-yard touchdown run at the 8:54 mark. That was a two-play drive. Again, the extra point good from Radcliffe. Rodney also going over 160 yards for the game tonight. Needed 160 coming in to go over 1,000 passing and 1,000 rushing for the season. Became the 13th player in WPIL history to rush for and pass for 1,000 yards in a season. And congratulations to Rodney for going over that milestone here today. Rodney briefly checked out of the game, came back in. I don't think we're going to see too much of him, Steve, in the second half.
I wouldn't think so, but we didn't think that earlier, and he came back in to throw a pass when the offense sputtered a little bit, so we'll see. You never know. What they might just let him come in and keep him out of trouble by just letting him throw a few passes down the field. But it's a good opportunity for Soltis to get some work in as well.
Well, stats on the way next. Again, 28-7 here at halftime. The Laurel Highlands Mustangs leading the Uniontown Red Raiders here on WMBS, the True Live High School Sports Network, and Facebook Live.
The Roosters Roost, just off Morgantown Road on Francis Street near the Uniontown Shopping Center in the old Eddie's Tavern location. Pizza, wings, chicken, pasta, salads, hoagies, sides, and more. It's all at the Roosters Roost. Dine in or take out. Phone 724-320-2244 or order online at theroostersroost.com. Stop in the Roosters Roost today.
Go to Ford of Uniontown and trade me in.
Greetings, this is Jeff Paletta, General Sales Manager at Ford of Uniontown. By now you're probably aware of the semiconductor problem, also known as the chip problem in the automotive industry. It would appear the issue is not soon to resolve itself. That being said, we have found the most advantageous way to help our customers with finding the vehicle of their choice and apply our best discounts. We have over 100 new units in our order bank that are produced but awaiting a chip. You pick the vehicle of your choice with one of our professional sales associates, and we will prioritize it for you. Or you can simply order your vehicle of choice. Either way, you will receive an additional discount of $1,000 and any incentive that applies at the time of your order. With that selection, size, and discount, it just makes good sense. Stop in and see the Trade Me In guys and gals at Ford of Uniontown on the hill across from Applebee's. 724-425-5980 or FordofUniontown.com.
Excludes Bronco, Shelby, Raptor, and Bronco Sport.
UPMC Centers for Rehab Services on Wayland Smith Drive offers cutting-edge physical therapy. Jim Burns and his staff are residents of the community, treating sports injuries, neurological conditions, back pain, sprains and strains, joint replacements, hand injuries, and other conditions. They treat you efficiently and safely by taking all necessary precautions while disinfecting the clinic regularly. All insurance accepted. Experienced therapists. Convenient location and hours. Part of the community. Call the office with a prescription from your doctor or schedule by direct access 724-437-7500.
I'm attorney Bill Martin of Radcliffe Law, and I've handled all sorts of workplace accident cases over the past 10 years. When you're hurt at work, your employer's main goal is to get you back to work. But you may not be physically ready to return. If you find yourself in a similar situation, call our workers' compensation team at Radcliffe Law at 724-439-3939. We'll meet with you and answer your questions at no cost. Radcliffe Law, making the law personal.
Looking for the highest quality products at the lowest prices? Shop and save on Walnut Hill in Uniontown has the widest selection of brands and the freshest offerings around. They specialize in your family's grocery needs. Save big and sign up for the Shop and Save Perks card to get money-saving benefits and discounts on gas. Shop and save. Walnut Hill Road, Uniontown, open 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day. Working hard to offer you the best at Shop and Save because it's the just right thing to do.
Hello, everyone. I'm John Marietta, the Hillbilly. I'm running for Recorder of Deeds in Fayette County to restore honor and integrity to our government. I want to make our government accountable to the people who matter the most, the voters. It's time for government to start looking out for the interests of the people, not the interests of bureaucrats. I would appreciate your vote on November 2nd. Thank you, and God bless.
Paid for by John Marietta for We the People.
When you are looking to make some extra cash for your aluminum cans, visit Cherokee Recycling, where aluminum can is king. Cherokee Recycling is open Monday through Friday, 9 till 5, and Saturdays, 8 till 12 noon, closed Sundays and holidays. Give Marcus or Rags a call today at 724-439-3228 for Cherokee Recycling, where recycling makes the most sense.
Good afternoon. I'm Mackenzie.
And I'm Cameron.
We're here to tell you about our youth group.
Every Thursday at Trinity United Presbyterian Church in Uniontown, we sing songs, play games, and learn about the Bible.
We also have special activities throughout the year, such as video game parties, Nerf night, horseback riding, and bowling, along with much more.
The fun starts at 5:30.
Join us for a great time of food, fun, and fellowship.
Youth group every Thursday at Trinity Presbyterian Church.
Back here at halftime at Bill Power Stadium, 28-7, the Laurel Highlands Mustangs leading the Uniontown Red Raiders. Let's take a look at your first half stats. They're brought to you by the Radcliffe Law Firm. We'll first start with total yards in the first half. Laurel Highlands ran 16 plays, 160 rushing yards, 49 passing yards, 209 total yards. They committed just 2 penalties in the first half at 6 first downs and 1 turnover. That was on the opening kickoff. Uniontown ran 23 plays and even 50 rushing, 50 passing yards, 100 in total yards. They committed 6 penalties for 55 yards and picked up 3 first downs in the first half. On the Mustangs side, first off passing, Rodney Gallagher was 4 of 4 for 47 yards. C.J. Soltis, 1 of 3 for 2 yards. Receiving, Jaden Pratt, 1 reception for 23 yards. Keandre DeShields, 1 catch for 9 yards. Tajai Hooper, 2 receptions, 15 yards. And Ryan Pyro, 1 catch for 2 yards. Of course, the story coming in, Rodney Gallagher needed 160 rushing yards to go over 1,000 passing and 1,000 rushing in the regular season. Became only the 13th player in WPIL history to accomplish just that. 9 carries, 164 yards, and 4 touchdowns for Rod. He's now rushed for 20 touchdowns so far this season. Dan Carney, just a single carry, did not pick up any yardage there. And Matt Lucas, 1 carry for -4 yards on the Laurel Highlands side. For the Uniontown Red Raiders, Evan Townsend, 3 of 7 for 50 yards and that 1 passing touchdown. It ended up going to Devin Miles. Miles, the 1 reception for 37 yards and the touchdown. Tyler Hawk also caught a 13-yard pass, and Cameron Jackson caught 1 pass that didn't go anywhere. Rushing the football, Evan Townsend, 2 carries for -1 yards. Devin George, 1 carry for -3 yards. Maurice Jackson, 5 carries for 39 yards. Braxton Swaney, 3 carries for 25 yards. Devin Miles, 1 carry for -4. Cameron Jackson, 3 carries for -10. And Mike Harem, 1 carry for 4 yards. So that's your first half stats update, brought to you by the Radcliffe Law Firm. Again here at halftime, 28-7. Laurel Highlands leading Uniontown. Nick Barczyk's back with a Radio Pennsylvania news update. That comes your way next. And Steve and I back with the second half. Laurel Highlands a 21-point lead over Uniontown here at halftime, 28-7. And again, we're back with a news update in the second half from Bill Power Stadium here on WMBS, the Trib Live High School Sports Network, and Facebook Live.
Mom Maruka's Pizza Shop, located at 64 Barton Mill Road in Uniontown, is your prime place to enjoy local high school sports. Mom Maruka's is family-owned and operated, where pride of ownership certainly shows. The Sampson family carries on the tradition of homemade pizza, salads, subs, and wings. Mom Maruka's is open Monday through Saturday, 4 to 10 for indoor-outdoor dining and takeout. Call 724-438-9066 or visit MomMarukaPizza.com for their menu.
Lease Plumbing and Excavating, helping area residents with residential and commercial plumbing, gas, electric, and water lines, along with paving, concrete, and excavation site work for over 30 years. Building a new home, Lease does utility installation of water, gas, and sewage lines. Lease does maintenance work on all existing homes, too. Call 724-245-2950. That's 724-245-2950 for your quote. Lease wishes all the area football teams good luck this season from Lease Plumbing and Excavating.
When it's time to service your vehicle, don't procrastinate. Call Rose Motors at 724-583-1944. Rose Motors, specializing in computer diagnostics, engine and electrical problems, brake service, electronic tune-ups, air conditioning repair, exhaust work, state inspection, and more. Looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle? See Rose Motors, where financing is also available. Rose Motors, 42 River Avenue in Masontown. Serving the area for 3 generations. Open Monday Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5, Saturday by appointment.
McClure and Wolf, certified public accountants, your full-service accounting firm serving the tri-state area since 1926, is conveniently located at 538 Morgantown Street in Uniontown, offering tax, accounting, auditing, payroll, management advisory, and estate planning services. McClure and Wolf is recognized as an industry leader in providing their clients with quality professional services. To find out more about their services, visit them online at www.mcclurewolfcpas.com or give them a call at 724-437-2000 for McClure and Wolf, certified public accountants.
Where can you go these days and have your gas pumped for you, oil checked, and windshield cleaned? Joby's Golf. That's where. Joby's Golf is conveniently located at the corner of Fayette and Beeson Boulevard. Joby's Golf is a fast, friendly, full-service gas station serving the Uniontown area in the same location for over 47 years. Joby's Golf offers blockout services, general repairs, tire repair, fenced-in storage lots, state inspection, golf products, and AAA 24-hour car and light truck towing service. Call 724-438-0681.
This is a Radio PA News Update. Pennsylvania State System of Higher Education Chancellor Dan Greenstein provided an update on the restructuring of the system during a joint hearing of the Senate Appropriations and Education Committees. Greenstein says the system's 14 universities cannot operate sustainably on the current appropriations granted by the legislature.
If Pennsylvania is okay that a middle-class family will pay 45% of its income to send one kid to college for 1 year, if Pennsylvania is okay having the 7th most expensive higher education system, having the 2nd highest student graduating debt load.
A State House committee has approved legislation that would provide protections when privately owned land is being converted for public recreational use. Tory Gates reports.
By unanimous vote, the House Tourism and Recreational Development Committee passed an amendment which would provide protections for landowners, volunteers, and related organizations. The limited liability is to shield these entities if someone invited onto the property to assist in upgrades for recreational use is injured. The measure now goes to the full House.
The Senate Banking Committee has approved a bill which would update Pennsylvania's banking code when it comes to mortgage operations. Representative Rob Mercuri talks about what his bill would do.
This will update Pennsylvania's banking code to no longer restrict mortgage operations to within 100 miles of the physical branch. It will modernize and open up Pennsylvania's home lending market to remote locations across the Commonwealth.
The bill now goes to the full Senate. And 2 Lancaster City police officers are being terminated after an internal investigation revealed they falsified COVID-19 records. I'm Mark Sims, and you're up to date from Radio PA.
Did you know that you have a choice for your physical therapy provider? NovaCare Rehabilitation offers same-day appointments, and oftentimes you don't need a prescription from your doctor to see us. We will make sure that you are treated as an individual and will work directly one-on-one with you to help achieve your goals. You have tried the rest. Now try the best. NovaCare, Delaware Avenue in Uniontown. Phone 724-437-0556 to schedule your appointment today.
Going on now at Sea Hartford Chevy East. Our customers can drive away in a new 2021 Chevy Equinox for only $289 a month. Security deposit waived. Stop in for a test drive or visit SeaHarborChevyEast.com. Chevrolet, find new roads. Lease to GMF for well-qualified individuals, 24 months at 10,000 miles yearly, with $3,000 cash rate equity down with GM Lease Loyalty or GM Lease Conquest. Security deposit waived. Payment is plus tax, title fees, and first payment. Sale ends November 1st, 2021. While supplies last. Call dealer for all other details at 724-668-2231.
When you need a vaccine, look to Peachin Pharmacy as a partner in your health. Peachin Pharmacy has all of the COVID-19 vaccines, including boosters, at no cost to you. They also have the shingles and pneumonia vaccine. Schedule online, by phone, or just walk in. When you are ready, get your vaccine at Peachin Pharmacy, located in downtown Connellsville.
Peachin Pharmacy, your local pharmacy.
On November 2nd, vote for Jason Cox, your nominee on both the Democratic and Republican ballot for Magisterial District Judge in the city of Uniontown. Jason Cox is happy to see all of our local student athletes working hard on and off the field
and would like to wish all of our local teams the best of luck this year and in all their future endeavors. Remember, on November 2nd, vote for Jason Cox, your nominee on both the Democratic and Republican ballot for magisterial district judge in the city of Uniontown.
The Catholic War Veterans, Post 1669 at Hopwood, are proud supporters of local high school sports. For more information on the programs that the Catholic War Veterans provide, log on to the Catholic War Veterans website at www.cwv.org. You can also visit the Catholic War Veterans Post 1669 on Facebook or phone 724-437-3088. That's 724-437-3088 for the Catholic War Veterans Post 1669 in Hopwood.
All across the nation, we are here for our communities.
We're doing our part to get supplies where it's needed in order to fight COVID-19 together.
It feels good to be out there to assist our community.
I would like our friends and family to know that your National Guardsmen are always ready and always there.
Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more. Sponsored by the Pennsylvania Army National Guard. Aired by the Pennsylvania Association of Broadcasters and this station.
South Union Township Supervisor Robert Schiffbauer wishes the best of luck to the Laurel Highlands Mustangs this season and in the playoffs. During these uncertain times, a lot of hard work goes into a successful season, and that includes the cooperation of players, coaches, and their families. South Union Township Supervisor Robert Schiffbauer commends all of those whose hard work has gone into making this a successful season. Like our local teams, Robert Schiffbauer is working hard to make life better for the residents of South Union Township. Good luck to the Laurel Highlands Mustangs from South Union Township Supervisor Robert Schiffbauer.
Paid for by the candidate Robert Schiffbauer.
Brian Rozak and Steve Suberg back here at Bill Powers Stadium, about 90 seconds away from starting the second half. A 28-7 lead for the Laurel Highlands Mustangs over the Uniontown Red Raiders. And Steve, you were down in the locker room at halftime, and you have some information.
Well, it just it was a very jovial atmosphere down in the Laurel Highlands locker room. All the kids were carrying on and talking and chatting. Didn't see a lot of coaching going on. Really, just the kids are having a good time. And I did talk to a couple of the coaches. They are probably going to take out most of their starters, especially the skill player position players, probably won't see a lot of time, if at all, in the second half. And so it'll be a good chance for some of the younger kids to get in and play basically what amounts to JV football in a varsity game and on TV and on radio and on the lights and on Friday night. So it should be a lot of good experience. And I think the Mustangs did a good job of getting Gallagher his yards and getting him out of there before anything happened. And he'll be ready for next week.
I think it works a couple of ways, Steve. One, obviously keeping everybody healthy for next week because the playoff game is obviously the ultimate goal. Laurel Highlands has never won a playoff game before in school history, and you want to have at least all of your available weapons for that contest, which we assume will be next Friday night. Also, great sportsmanship as well, and it allows some of the younger guys to get into the game.
Yeah, all three, everything above, and then it's good for the Red Raiders. So now they can maybe keep this game a little more competitive in the second half, and usually. We kind of thought maybe we'd have a running clock to start the second half, but we won't. The Mustangs only are up by 21, so they got to get 14 more points to get to that magic 35 number where they have a running clock. But the Raiders are going to have something to say about that. Now you wonder, the big question is if the Raiders get a couple big plays, get a couple scores, and make this close. If
you bring the starters back in.
Yeah, you just wonder if that would happen.
By the way, in the battle for the Big 8 Conference Championship tonight, 32-7, Bell Vernon leading McKeesports. And Bell Vernon a 32-7 lead over McKeesports.
Bell Vernon flexing their muscles, and that's surprising because McKeesport we thought was just terrific.
I expect it to be close, Steve. A lot of folks were actually picking McKeesport to win that game tonight, just to see Bell Vernon really taken to the woodshed early on. But again, they still have a full half of football to play as well as Radcliffe with a line drive kick here going back to the 15-yard line and down the near sideline. Pretty good run back there from Tavian Richardson, and Richardson took it back there, Steve, close to the 40-yard line. See where they rule him out. Might be right at the 40-yard line. So the Red Raiders will have some pretty good field position on their opening drive of the third quarter.
Got a couple listeners checking in with me. Jeremiah Dean, a friend of mine I golf with. He was a former Red Raider back in the championship days when they went undefeated, won that conference title way back. I think that was the early 2000s, wasn't it? But
2001.
Yeah, 2001. He's asking if the Mustangs have a chance next week, and that I guess Jerry.
Depends on who they play.
Depends on who they're playing. They're going to probably have to play Aliquippa or Hampton. So you just.
Steve, we were looking at that. I don't think they're going to play Aliquippa or Hampton. You're going to have 13 teams in the field, and I'll tell you how I think it's going to shake out here after this play as they reposition Swaney. Handoff going here to Cameron Jackson. He's hit behind the line and then driven back. He'll lose 2 back to the 40-yard line. So you're going to have 13 teams in the playoff field next week. The winner of the Bell Vernon McKeesport game, they're going to be the 1 seed. I think Aliquippa is going to be the 2 seed. And then the committee has to make up their mind. You have an undefeated Hampton team out of a little bit of a weaker conference. Do you put them as the 3, or do you put the loser of the Bell Vernon McKeesport game as the number 3 seed? Now, if you look at the results, 32-7, that might drop McKeesport a little bit. If it was a closer game, McKeesport might have more of an opportunity to get the 3 seed. So all 3 of those teams would have buys.
The Mustangs don't want to have to play McKeesport, I guess.
And I would think, though, that's my other point, too, Steve. I think you're going to keep them away from another conference opponent. So if you put Hampton in as the 3 seed, they would get a bye. And a nice run here from Cameron Jackson. And Jackson a first down and more into Laurel Highlands territory, taking it down to the 39-yard line. So if you have Hampton as the 3, then those 3 teams, Aliquippa, Bell Vernon, assuming they win today, and Hampton, they don't play next week. So then you look at the 4 seed. You're likely going to slot McKeesport in there. Laurel Highlands isn't going to play McKeesport if you look at the way the seeding is going to go. So then you're looking at maybe Armstrong or Beaver, who are second-place teams in their conference, as who the Mustangs might play in the first round. And I think I'd certainly rather play Beaver or Armstrong, nothing against those 2 programs, than playing conference champions in Hampton or Aliquippa.
That's a longer drive for everybody, though, to go up to Beaver.
But still a more winnable game.
Yeah.
Certainly a more winnable game. Inside handoff going here now to Maurice Jackson, and Maurice taking it down to the 35-yard line. 4-yard pickup there. And you also, Steve, have to take into account the Mustangs aren't necessarily, and we'll check the flag,
late hit,
going to be the 12th or 13th seed in the playoff field as well. And you look at, it looks like this will be an offsides penalty here against Laurel Highlands.
No, it's a late hit, some kind of late personal foul. Oh, it's on the Red Raiders.
Wow. Did not expect that. But, Steve, you look at the other conferences and some of the last teams in. Coming into play tonight in the Greater Allegheny Conference, you had a 3-way tie for 3rd place between Highlands, Greensburg-Salem, and Indiana. Highlands was 6-3, Greensburg-Salem, and Indiana at 5-4. So you're likely going to have a 6-4 team in there versus a 7-3 Laurel Highlands team, where Laurel Highlands arguably played in a tougher conference, and their 3 losses were against Thomas Jefferson, McKeesport, and Bell Vernon. And we'll talk about the Parkway Conference after this Cameron Jackson run up the middle, and he'll take it down to the 45. 7-yard carry there. That'll bring up 3rd down and about 15 as that penalty on the drive certainly put the Red Raiders behind the sticks. And the Parkway Conference even more interesting, Steve, because you have Char Valley and Montour, both 1-3 overall. They're playing a game tonight to see who gets into the WPIAL playoff. Char Valley 4-5 overall, and Montour 3-6 overall. So, again, that's a team where you might see the Mustangs slotted over when the playoff pairings come out.
Well, we could speculate till.
Well, you don't have to wait till Monday, though, this year. We'll know at 6 o'clock tomorrow.
Yep. So we're going to find out soon enough, and that'll be good for the Mustang coaching staff. They can get working on it over the weekend.
Yeah, I think for everybody out there, as Townsend looking to put it up here, hangs in the pocket, looks deep middle, far side into double coverage, and Devin Miles brings it down. Here's Miles inside the 15-10 with a great block. Miles goes into the end zone for a Uniontown touchdown from 45 yards out. That's the 2nd time tonight, Steve, that Townsend and Miles have hooked up.
Well, now it gets interesting because at 20, if they make the extra point, 28-14, and if the Mustangs bring their second teamers back out again and they don't score and the Red Raiders do that again, you wonder what Coach Colasar will do, and that's why he gets paid the big bucks. You're gonna have to, you're gonna take a chance on getting your starters hurt.
I initially thought, that was a pretty dangerous pass into double coverage, and Miles just kind of came underneath the coverage, made the reception, got a great block down the field, and scored the touchdown. Extra point good. And as you said, Red Raiders back to within 2 touchdowns. It's Laurel Highlands 28, Uniontown 14. We're back at 60 here on the CR Parada Group High School Sports Night.
UPMC Centers for Rehab Services on Wayland Smith Drive offers cutting-edge physical therapy. Jim Burns and his staff are residents of the community, treating sports injuries, neurological conditions, back pain, sprains and strains, joint replacements, hand injuries, and other conditions. They treat you efficiently and safely by taking all necessary precautions while disinfecting the clinic regularly. All insurance accepted. Experienced therapists. Convenient location and hours. Part of the community. Call the office with a prescription from your doctor or schedule by direct access 724-437-7500.
When it comes to protecting all your stuff, wouldn't it be great to have one place that protects it all? Here's some good news. Uniontown Allstate agent Russ Flaho is the only insurance agent you need to help keep tabs on protection for all your stuff. Everything from your home, car, and boat to your motorcycle, snowmobile, and ATV. Stop by Allstate agent Russ Flaho's office today on Lebanon Avenue. Are you in good hands? Subject to terms, conditions, availability, Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company and affiliates.
Back here at Bill Power Stadium, another squib kick there from Humble, picked up by Hunter Kuzier at the 22-yard line. And Hunter looking for running room here, has the 30. And now on the far side with a little stiff arm, Kuzier at the 40 and run out of bounds right around the 41, 42-yard line.
5-play drive, 60 yards, 3:31 on the clock. So the Red Raiders did everything right there. They scored quickly, and only took 3 minutes off the clock, 3:30, and got 7 points out of it.
And sometimes, Steve, also perception is reality. You want to win this game, I think, if you're Laurel Highlands. Might have a penalty here. That's a personal foul. Another crackback block against Laurel Highlands. So we haven't seen a crackback block in 13 years, and now two tonight.
On a kickoff, that should be a clip, I would think.
They called it a crackback, though, not a clip. So they'll push the football back to the 21-yard line. But the committee is going to see the final score of this game. Yes, it's a non-conference game. But if Laurel Highlands has a 3-point win over Uniontown, that doesn't look that good.
Laurel Highlands 20-yard line.
No, and that's the choice you make by taking everybody out.
Now 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Inside handoff, you have Kearney as the tailback, getting just a yard up to the 21-yard line with C.J. Soltis still in as the Laurel Highlands quarterback.
You can see with Soltis and the rest of the guys in there, it's just not the same.
You do have Jaden Pratt and Joe Chambers out there as wide receivers.
Yep, but it's not the same without Gallagher out there.
Now 2nd and 9, line of scrimmage, the Laurel Highlands 22. Soltis out of the shotgun as Kearney off to his right, triple left formation. Tajai Hooper, one of the wide receivers out to the near side. Quick screen, pass complete, brought down by Jaden Pratt, and Pratt gets down to the 27-yard line, 5-yard gain. Bring up 3rd down and 4. And he's one of the wide receivers, Steve, you might want to be careful with just because he's coming off of that ankle injury a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Now 3rd down and 4.
Gain of 3 on the play brings up a 3rd down and 4.
Let's see, we're going to spot the ball here. Get spotted at the 28. 7:51 left in regulation. Uniontown, a pair of touchdown passes from Evan Townsend. Both went to Devin Miles. Laurel Highlands, 4 touchdown runs from Rodney Gallagher. Went over 1,000 yards rushing for the season tonight. Mustangs taking Rod out of the game, resting him for next week. And now Pratt comes in motion. And did Uniontown jump across? Yes, they did again. And that time it was Christian Perkins coming across on the far side. It'll be a free 5 for the Mustangs and a Laurel Highlands first down.
Against Uniontown.
For whatever reason, Steve, the motion there has caught the Red Raiders off guard a couple of times tonight.
Well, the motion and then the hard count by Soltis. He did that earlier. And he got the Red Raiders to jump. And the Mustangs need something just to, they need a score here just to keep this comfortable, if you will.
Hooper now in the backfield to the left of Soltis. Triple right formation. Play fake. CJ calls his own number. Has it across the 40. Big time hit, but CJ coming forward needed 10. I think he got just about that. And a little extracurriculars here again, Steve, after the play.
Crosstown rival. These kids know each other. A little bit of chirping going on, and they.
Gain of 11 on the play.
That's a kind of a bad spot, but it's still just enough for the first down.
He moved the sticks.
I thought he got closer to the 45-yard line, didn't you? And it looked
I agree. Line of scrimmage the 43, and he didn't slide down. He went head first.
Look where they mark they mark it on the 43, but the ball's almost on the. Yeah, I guess it's the angle.
They'll bring Pratt in motion. He'll get it here on the jet sweep, coming far side, trying to turn the corner, and he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage by Braxton Swaney.
Brought down by Swaney.
So Swaney stopping Pratt for about a yard loss on the play to bring up second down and 11. Seen a lot of good things, though, Steve, tonight out of this Uniontown team.
Yeah, they look like they're pretty well coached and they're hustling. They're playing some spirited football. It's a pretty good high school football game.
Keith Jeffries, the head coach, Harry Kaufman, Matt Pavlovich, Jeremy Brain, and Tim Tater, the assistants on this Uniontown team this year. Second and 11. Line of scrimmage back to the 42. Soltis puts it up, has Pratt, high pass brought down into Uniontown territory. Breaks a couple of tackles down the near sideline inside the 40. And run out of bounds here at around the 37-yard line.
Run out of bounds by
a 25-yard gain there for Laurel Highlands. Down to the 37. Another first down here for the Mustangs.
the game is.
But, I mean, the improvement, Steve, more than evident on the Uniontown side after, what we've seen from the Uniontown program. 35-game losing streak over a 4-year period, picked up a pair of wins so far this season, and just the improvement we've seen from the Perry game in early September to the performance we've seen out there out of the Red Raiders here today. I think the whole coaching staff and the players should be commended. Soltis in trouble, and they'll get him from the backside. Sacked and brought down.
Just held it a little too long. Just waiting for some things to develop. He had an opening to step up in the pocket and maybe take off and run. Gallagher would have probably got some big yards there, but he just chose not to run.
88's not on our roster. He's the one who had the sack for Uniontown. Maybe a couple of late number changes there on the Uniontown side. Yeah, we apologize. We don't know who 88 is. If you do, let us know. We'll pass it along. But not on the roster we were given by the school district. Now 2nd and 16. They'll hand it off here to Lucas. Lucas turning the corner on the near side. Matt Lucas at the 20 with a flag on the play. Let's see if this one's going to count as Lucas dives in, but another flag that was thrown about 20 yards down the field. Lucas took it 43 yards for the touchdown. We mentioned Lucas, the 3A soccer player of the year, looking for a big football highlight on that run. Let's see if it counts.
And a flag came flying. The official threw it 40 feet up in the air. Did you see that thing flying? And everybody's coming back, so official hasn't indicated what the penalty was. A hold on the Mustangs.
We have 5:07 left here in the third quarter. 28-14, Laurel Highlands over Uniontown. Say it again. Thank you. Gavin O'Brien wearing number 88, we're told.
That's for the
nice
Red
sack
Raiders
there from Gavin. On that play before the run, O'Brien was initially listed at 78, jersey now 88. And the penalty pushed the Mustangs back to midfield. And now, Steve, it's 2nd and 22. They need the 28 for a first down. Screen might say 2nd and 16, but actually 2nd and 22. And they're going to send it off here to Hooper on the far side. Hooper, the 45, tripped up at the 42-yard line, 8-yard pickup. And I'll bring up third down. And about 14 here for Laurel Highlands. With 4:34 left in regulation. Again, the Mustangs headed to the WPIL playoffs. We'll have their playoff game for you next week. We'll find out 6 o'clock tomorrow who Laurel Highlands will play.
4:30 left in the third quarter, not the.
Did I say the game?
You said regulation.
I'm sorry. Third quarter, excuse me. 16 minutes of football left. Triple left set here for the Mustangs. Soltis again out of the gun. Hangs in the pocket. looks deep middle, and that pass is brought down for Laurel Highlands first down. Joe Chambers on the reception. 16-yard gain down to the 26.
Well,
another nice catch there from Chambers.
A heck of a receiver.
Yes.
He turned himself in. He was, we were kind of calling for him to get in at quarterback and let Gallagher out there as a receiver, but obviously they felt like they could get more out of Gallagher running the football and then throwing occasionally, and they've done that. And that's worked out pretty well for the Mustangs. And
There's some extracurriculars there, too,
Chambers
Steve, after the play.
Taken out of the game. I don't know if he said something. I didn't see a flag, but Coach Colasar having a little chat with him, trying to calm him down.
Well, you don't want to get tossed here tonight, Steve, too. You might have to miss next week if that happens. Snap coming back here. Screen off the fingertips of the intended wide receiver, Matt Lucas, that time.
Well, that was dangerously close to a lateral.
2nd and 10. But Chambers, Steve, just really an athlete. Great baseball player. Mentioned pitched a perfect game for the Mustangs this past spring. Was a quarterback last year, wide receiver. Just a kid that can do so many things well. Great soccer player as well.
Yeah, good player, and really made some really good catches this year.
I'm sure he can play hoops as well if you need him. 2nd and 10. Soltis again out of the gun. Play fake, pulls it down, looks to run inside the 25, stumbles down to the 23-yard line. 3-yard pickup. Bring up 3rd down and 7 with 3:16 left here in the third. Still 28-14. Laurel Highlands over Uniontown. Mustangs driving, working right to left as we describe it, with the football down to the Red Raiders' 23-yard line facing this 3rd down. Mustangs slow and getting up down there, Steve. That's Soltis.
And now the...
So UPMC Centers for Rehab Services injury timeout. Brought to you by UPMC Centers for Rehab Services, the leaders in physical therapy. You can visit physical therapist Jim Burns on Wayland Smith Drive or phone 724-437-981, or check that. Or you could phone 724-437-7500. The Centers for Rehab Services relief is closer than you think. So Soltis still down, and we'll take a quick UPMC Centers for Rehab Services injury timeout here on WMBS, the Trib Live High School Sports Network, and Facebook Live.
Are you looking for a rewarding career? M&R Transit is now hiring van drivers. Van drivers must be 26 years of age, have a valid driver license, and a clean driving record. Van drivers must be able to obtain all clearances. For more information, call 724-439-3164. That's 724-439-3164, or apply in person at M&R Transit, 253 South Mount Vernon Avenue. M&R Transit wishes the Laurel Highlands Mustangs good luck.
From chips and cracks to splits and shatters. If you need new glass, Fay West Glass Company is the one to call. Fay West Glass has served Fayette and Greene counties for over 25 years and specializes in residential glass installations and replacements, plus commercial and industrial glass. So when that window's busted or that sliding door shattered and you can't wait, Fay West is available. 724-439-8600. That's 724-439-8600. Proudly local and veteran-owned, Fay West Glass will earn your business.
So Rodney Gallagher back out there for Laurel Highlands after the Soltis injury, facing a 3rd and 7. Rod hanging in the pocket, looking deep far side, single coverage, jump ball, back corner of the end zone, incomplete. Was looking there for Keandre.
Tell you what, this will be a good opportunity for Radcliffe to try a field goal.
4th and 7. Let's see if we're going to see Harry. Yes, we are. It'll be about a 40-yard field goal. Hit a 42-yarder a couple of weeks ago. Certainly within his range. It'll be on the right hash mark.
40-yard field goal for Laurel Highlands.
It'll be Caden Friel who will send it back to Ben Diamond, the holder. And Radcliffe for a 40-yard field goal attempt from the right hash mark to put the Mustangs up 17. High snap coming back. Diamond put it down. Line drive kick is going to go wide left. I think the snap coming back high just kind of threw off the timing. So the score remains Laurel Highlands 28, Uniontown 14, 2:42 left here in the third. We're back in 30 here on the CR Parada Group High School Sports Night.
Dinner's great. It's one of your top 3 favorite meals. You just don't want to have to make it. Well, with Jimmy John's, you don't have to. Whether you live in a sandwich delivery zone or head into the store, you can always get a freaky fresh sandwich. Click to order at jimmyjohns.com.
Freaky fast, freaky good. Order online at jimmyjohns.com or call 724-437-6800 for delivery or curbside pickup. Jimmy John's, next to Walnut Hill. Shop and save.
Back here at Bill Power Stadium, Steve, who would have thought with 2:42 left here in the third quarter tonight we'd have a two-possession game? And Uniontown have the football back.
The Mustangs have most of their starters back in, including Gallagher on defense.
A little handoff to the fullback here, just a yard pickup. And they went back that time to Maurice Jackson. Bring up second down and 9. And the Mustangs will start taking things maybe a little more serious tonight, Steve, just to, not that they weren't taking it serious coming in, but
they were
just bringing some of these, starters back into the game.
If you think about it, they gave up a freak play for 7 points, and they could have had maybe another touchdown. It could have been easily 35-0 at halftime. Instead, it's 28-7, and now the Red Raiders score. Now it's 28-14.
Devin George here, and he'll lose a couple. Back to the 20, so just a yard loss to bring up third down and 10. Now to 1:47 left here in the third. Now on the Uniontown side, might want to get a little more aggressive here, and they've had success, obviously, hitting some plays down the field. Townsend a pair of touchdown passes to Devin Miles tonight. Miles coming back into the game. Miles not a very big guy, Steve, just 5'6", 130 pounds. And has shown he's a playmaker tonight.
120 and counting, 115 now.
A watch for Miles. He's in the slot right. 3 wide outs, 2 to the near side. Jesse Jeffries also split out to the near side with Townsend in the shotgun. Pair of protector backs. The snap comes back. Townsend was his pass tipped. It's intercepted there by Jaden Pratt. Here's Pratt at the 25, at the 20. Pratt on the run back at the 15. Cut back of the 10. Looking for the pick 6 with a little convoy, and Pratt will take it in. So Jaden Pratt, a pick 6 for Laurel Highlands. Mustangs go back up 20 at 34-14 with 45 seconds left here in the third. Was that pass tipped to the line, Steve?
I don't think so. I had the binoculars on. It looked like he threw it up in the air. Just
fluttered.
Kind of just floated in there, and Pratt went up high and caught it. Did a good job and a nice run back. Nice cut back. And surprisingly, you didn't see a flag for a block in the back.
No.
Usually you see something like that on the return, especially when they change direction like that.
And they had that entire far side sealed off after he cut back inside the 10-yard line. Allowed him really just to walk into the end zone for the pick 6. Now Radcliffe to add the extra points with a lead back up to 21. Clean snap coming back this time. Harry's kick up on the way and good. So with 45 seconds left here in the third quarter, it's 35-14. Laurel Highlands over Uniontown. We're back in 60 seconds here on the CR Parada Group High School Sports Night.
Are you looking to list or sell your house? Now is the time to let the professionals at Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty help you with all of your real estate needs. Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty has 2 convenient locations to better serve you. In Uniontown area, 724-437-7100, or in Connellsville area, 724-628-7200, and speak with one of our real estate professionals. Visit our website, caldwellbanker.com. We have been proudly serving Western Pennsylvania area for over 30 years and look forward to helping you with all of your real estate needs. Broker Paul Borch Jr.
Did you take your medications this morning? Apothecary Pharmacy now offers Apothepacks. All your medications come in pre-sorted packs organized by the date and time you take them. From seniors to caregivers to parents whose children take medications at school to travelers, Apothepacks helps people know when and how to take their medicines. It's free to make the switch from bottles. Call us at 724-437-7801. That's 724-437-7801 to get started with Apothepacks. Ask us about free delivery.
Back here at Bill Power Stadium, 35-14. Harry Radcliffe to kick off again for Laurel Highlands. And Harry will send it away. A little one-hopper here in front of Cameron Jackson, a little bobble, and then Cameron picks it up here at the 15. Get run out of bounds at the 16-yard line. That's where Uniontown will start 1st and 10. We'll see how they respond after the Interception thrown on the last drive from Evan Townsend. Pick 6 returned for a touchdown from Jaden Pratt. That was Pratt's second interception of the season for Laurel Highlands. The Mustangs back up 21 with 39 seconds left here in the third.
Well, if anything, it's going to make it look a little better in the paper tomorrow.
Yes.
And maybe that'll keep Mr. Gallagher on the sidelines.
I saw him out there, though.
He is out there.
Lined up as a defensive back on the far side.
Shields. Matt Lucas in there.
Yep. A lot of the starters still there for Laurel Highlands. They got a little bit of a break. Uniontown rallied back, and now the starters back out there for Laurel Highlands defensively with a handoff going here on the near side to Devin George. And George run out of bounds at the 20-yard line. 1, maybe 2-yard pickup there for Devin.
Still getting a little feisty over
there,
isn't it?
Laurel Highlands kids, though, just have to be smart, Steve. You don't want to get tossed here tonight and then not be able to play in a WPIL playoff game next week. I mean, that's the one advantage maybe pulling the guys is you don't have to worry about a late altercation costing you some eligibility next week.
Well, and you would think, the players should know that. The coaches obviously, I mean, that's probably the one thing you'd give them at the halftime speech, one of the few things that you'd really emphasize. And then also the officials have to know that, so it's got to be something really bad.
And that'll be it for the third quarter. 35-14, Laurel Highlands over Uniontown. We're back with a 4th and 60 seconds here on the CR Brada Group High School Sports Night.
Going on now at C Harper Chevy. Our customers can drive away in a new 2021 Chevy Equinox for only $289 a month. Security deposit waived. Stop in for a test drive or visit CHarperChevy.com. Chevrolet, find new roads. Lease to GMF for well-qualified individuals, 24 months at 10,000 miles yearly with $3,000 cash rate equity down with GM Lease Loyalty or GM Lease Conquest. Security deposit waived. Payment is plus tax, title fees, and first payment. Sale ends November 1st, 2021. While supplies last. Call dealer for all other details at 724-929-8000.
Attorneys from all over the state and nation advertise in southwestern Pennsylvania for personal injury and workers' comp cases. But most of them send their assistants to do the legwork. You might not even meet your attorney until your first hearing.
We're local attorneys, Davis & Davis. We meet directly with our clients, including free consultation, and there are no fees until you receive money on your case. If you've been injured, call Davis & Davis, representing you and your neighbors yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
Phone 724-437-2799.
Back here at Bill Power Stadium, ready to start the fourth quarter. The Laurel Highlands Mustangs a 3-touchdown lead over the Uniontown Red Raiders. Reminder to stay tuned after the game for the True Live Scoreboard Show with Don Rebel on the air until midnight tonight. Let you know about all those big games around the WPIL tonight, determining who's in, who's out, and a lot of playoff positioning and the playoff pairings coming out tomorrow at 6. High snap coming back there, but well handled off to Cameron Jackson with another impressive run across the 25 up to the 27-yard line.
Fumble.
Did they strip him? No.
No.
I'm going to say it was down. And after getting 7 to bring up 2nd down and 3.
Well, they got something there, but you just, a lot of high snaps, and that's just, you wouldn't think it's that difficult for the center and a shotgun just to shove it back between his legs to the quarterback. But, I can tell you, the kids get tired, they get hit, they're getting back to the play. They got all the energy they can to get down in their stance, and then, they got to remember the snap count, the play, and then, all of a sudden he's got to snap the ball, and it's just a lot of things going on there. Those snaps get a little crazy once in a while, and you see it in the pros and in college. So, but a bad snap can really throw off the timing of a play.
3rd and 3. So we got under 11 minutes now left here in the fourth quarter. Might be coming after Townsend here. Might have been some early motion. Did Sumter come across? And look out here, a little pushing. And
looked like the left tackle moved early, but also a couple of Sumter might have went across at the same time. So just depends on who they're going to call it on.
It's going to go a false start there on Cal Ray.
And it was really close to both players move at the same time, but I guess a tie goes to the offense, which is not good for the Red Raiders.
Not as far as penalties. And again, Ray and Sumter, a little pushing and shoving there after the play was whistled
down. A lot
down.
of extra stuff going on. Obviously, the one thing about these fields like Uniontown and Laurel Highlands with the track, the athletic track around the fields, it makes the stands and the press boxes farther away from the
Correct.
fields.
And we don't have any spotters up here either, so sometimes we're not as quick to call a play. It's just because of the fact we don't have folks spotting out who's on the ball all the time. Try to get to it as quick as possible. There's Townsend with some pressure coming again. Be an incomplete pass. Just short hopped Jesse Jeffries, the intended wide receiver on the far side.
That was over to Jeffries, and I think he threw it at his feet on purpose because Jeffries was going to get tackled for a loss. Sometimes an incompletion like that's a pretty good play by the quarterback just to kind of get it out of there and avoid the big play going against you. And again, here we are punting again, and it's just a dangerous situation. You got number 70 is the long snapper. That's
Christian Perkins.
Yeah, Perkins. He's going to fire it back there to the punter.
Michael Harem is standing back at the 9-yard line. Gallagher back deep at the 45.
I think it's going to be a
clean snap coming back to Harem, who will send it away. Let's see what Gallagher can do here from the Laurel Highlands 49. Gallagher looking for running room. Nothing on the right. Comes back to the left in the Uniontown territory inside the 40-35, and he's still in bounds inside the 30 and finally brought down
flag
at the 27-yard line.
Surprise
there.
The flag is at the 19-yard line in the backfield of where the punt was, so that might be could be a flag on the Mustangs. Just the way the official looked like somebody wrapped around, maybe a defensive holding at the line of scrimmage.
Now, Steve, are you surprised? You were obviously a punter at West Virginia, still hold the record for most punts down at West Virginia. Looking at these punt formation lineups for Uniontown, Harem only about 10 or 11 yards back of the line of scrimmage. Normally the college pro game, you see 15 yards back. What's your observation of that? And do you generally see that more of a high school game being a little bit shorter?
You know what? Here's the thing. That I don't really mind that, and I'll tell you why. When I played, we'd get about 14 yards behind, which is fairly normal, 15 sometimes if you got a good long snapper. And I did at West Virginia. And Penn State, back in the day, they used to line up their punters 11 yards behind the ball.
Which is similar to what we saw there from Harem.
Yeah, and they would force all the rushers to the outside so the punter would kind of go up in the middle. So, and that's probably not a bad play because, one, it's easier for a kid in high school to snap at 11 yards
Correct.
than it is 15.
I just worry about it getting blocked.
Well, but the problem is they have guys on the outside, the gunner's going down, so that's two guys away from the middle, and then they got the smallest guy in the field as your protector back.
Correct.
So
Makes it even tougher.
And they only have one of them. So now you see in a lot of college and pros, you'll see three protector backs there right behind, in the backfield, kind of in front of the punter in between the line. So it's a little bit different. So that's kind of they got half of it right, but I don't know. I'd like to see them have an extra person there. But if you're going to put two gunners out there, those are the guys that should be your protectors.
And not worry maybe at this level as much about the gunners as you would.
Well, if you think about it, if you
want to make sure you get the punts away.
If you would take the two guys on the end in the interior and put those back as the protectors, you'd have less people in the middle. You can still have your gunners out there, and you're forcing everybody to go around. And
Correct.
the punter goes up in the middle, and it's an easier snap. But it's getting a little technical, and these guys are. Hey, this is high school, and they don't have a lot of time to practice that stuff. I'm sure they only devote a little bit of time every week to special teams.
So Laurel Highlands will start this drive, and after the penalty, which is actually a personal foul after the play against the Laurel Highlands, will start the drive of the Uniontown 43. And now you have John Duke as the Laurel Highlands quarterback. And of course, Soltis got hurt. You don't want to leave Gallagher out there. And Duke's been mainly the JV quarterback, and he lost one there on the carry.
Good opportunity for Duke to get in there.
Javante Lewis brought him down. Duke, a 5'8", 160-pound sophomore for Laurel Highlands. Just one of two for 8 yards throwing in varsity action.
As the great Don Nealon used to say, a sophomore. He used to call us sophomores.
Now 2nd and 11. 9:35 left in regulation. You also have number 23 out there for the Mustangs. That's Tristan Baker, a freshman, off to the right of John Duke. And they'll actually hand off to Hunter Kuzier here on the jet sweep. But Hunter
loose
on the far side will cut back at the 30, and he's brought down actually at the 31-yard line after picking up 13 yards, but does pick up A Laurel Highlands first down. A good run there for Hunter Kuzier. Kuzier only a sophomore, 5'10", 145 pounds.
And Kuzier, Brian, he gets in a lot on special teams, so he's got some game experience, and he's got to run some kicks back and things like that.
Played a lot of defense, too, especially when the Mustangs had a lot of injuries back there. He was actually starting cornerback for a couple of games. Duke takes the snap, screen near side, going to Hunter Kuzier again. Couple of blockers out in front, inside the 30-25, cut back at the 20, flag on the play. Kuzier at the 15, Kuzier on the far side, spun down at the 11-yard line. Tackle made there by Notorious Grooms, but we'll check the flag. Would have been about a 20-yard gain there if it stands. Duke to Kuzier.
And they're
We've seen a lot of hard hits in this game, too, Steve.
Yeah, that was almost a horse collar tackle there, but holding against the Red Raiders. Now, that's a spot
no, one against
foul,
Laurel
so
Highlands.
that still may be.
One against Laurel Highlands, not Uniontown.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, against Laurel Highlands, but that'll be a spot foul. So you'll have a gain of 7 yards after the penalty because the play was the penalty was after he was well downfield, and they threw the flag about 20 yards down the field. So now you're going to have the odd 1st and 6.
Yes.
Or second. Is it first?
Yeah, it's first down.
Yeah.
First down, you said about 6.
First down and 6.
Don't see that too often. Duke's still in the game. Triple left set. They're going for another screen. It's complete on the far side of Leland Lehue, and Lehue will lose 4 or 5 back to the original line of scrimmage, the 31-yard line, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
So Lehue took a little long to make his decision, but there's a perfect example, and that's why when people watch like the NFL football and you wonder why a guy like Tom Brady's so good, a pass like that, even though it's only just off to the side, doesn't look like it's that hard, anybody could throw that, but you got to throw that to the receiver in a spot where he can catch it and get upfield quickly.
Correct.
If it's a high, if it's behind him, if you make the receiver work too hard, then he takes too long to gather himself, and then it only takes a half a second or a second if it takes him to get ready, and then the defenders are on him.
Last check still 32-7, Bell Vernon over McKeesport.
Duke will learn as he gets a little more experience.
Triple right set here on the 2nd and 10. And Duke keeps it himself after the play fake. Takes it down to the 26, getting 5 yards back to bring up 3rd down and 5. So we approach the 7-minute mark.
And they closed the door on me. I can't see the scoreboard now. The door to get out of the press box where the camera guys are. They had the door open. I could see that press box or the clock.
Just trying to mess with you, Steve.
Yeah.
Now 3rd and 5. Line of scrimmage just shy of the 25-yard line. Laurel Highlands not afraid of wasting some time here. And for the Mustangs, assuming they hang on, Steve, 7-3 regular season. Again, first time above 500 since 96. First time in the playoffs since 2015. Kuzier again comes in motion, and off that motion, Uniontown jumps off sides again.
Yeah, number 66, defensive tackle for the Red Raiders.
At least about the 3rd time we've seen that in this game.
Get his number here. It's got a lot of.
Because they had a lot of number changes.
I don't have a 66 on the roster for the Red Raiders.
They changed around some numbers based on what we had.
That might have been Lewis, Javante Lewis, because they changed. I don't know if they changed his number.
Well, Gavin O'Brien got changed from 78 to 88.
Yeah, he was 73. I don't see a 73 out there, but either way, it was a Red Raiders offsides.
Kuzier coming in motion again, but Duke's going to look deep far side and has a man in the end zone for a touchdown.
Number 6.
That would go to Caleb Rafel. So Rafel, the 5'10", 135-pound junior, picks up his first touchdown of the season, and Duke throws for his first score. And good to see that, Steve.
Yep.
A couple of guys looking up.
Yeah, he made a nice throw, threw it up to the left corner of the end zone, had good coverage, but Rafel just went up there and stole it.
Now Radcliffe trying to go 6 for 6 on extra points. Another late substitution coming out here. As Ben Diamond awaits the snap. And the extra point on the way and good from Radcliffe. 42-14. Laurel Highlands over Uniontown. 5:36 left in regulation. We're back at 60 here on the CR Product Group High School Sports Night.
Attention voters of Fayette County. On Election Day, vote for Chief Deputy Treasurer Deb Apicella for County Treasurer. Deb Apicella is the only candidate who has on-the-job knowledge, skills, and experience in the Treasurer's office, of which there is no replacement. Deb Apicella has 15 years of proven experience working in the Treasurer's office, with 8 of those years as the Chief Deputy Treasurer, while also performing all the Treasurer duties since the passing of Nancy Wilson. Deb has been doing an outstanding job, daily handling all the money that comes into the county. She reconciles and balances the numerous accounts to the penny. Her excellent work ethic has shown she does whatever is necessary to keep the office running effectively, efficiently, and customer-friendly. Deb Apicella's years of experience have proven she is fiscally responsible, trustworthy, and dedicated to the residents of Fayette County. On November 2nd, vote for proven experience. Vote for Deb Apicella and keep her 15 years of experience in the Treasurer's office.
Paid for by friends of Deb Apicella.
Back here at Bill Power Stadium, Mustang fans celebrating a 42-14 lead over Uniontown as Harry Radcliffe gets set to kick off again for the Mustangs. And this kickoff going back here to the 21-yard line. On the return here, Keandre Sokol takes it back to the 29, and that's where Uniontown will start first and 10. And Steve, with a win here tonight, Laurel Highlands will cut the overall Uniontown lead in the series between the two schools to 23-18. We mentioned this is the first time they've played since 2017. They actually met every year from 96 to 2017. But we've seen some gaps where the schools did not play. They did not play in 1994, 1995. Also didn't play in 89, 87, 84, 81, and also 1968 through 1972. They didn't play, and of course, didn't play from 2018 through 2020 before meeting again this year. And we'll see what the future holds as well, with Uniontown continuing to play as a WPIL independent. Of course, Laurel Highlands will get a WPIL schedule, but Uniontown will have some more scheduling options, with at least Brownsville now going as an independent. It's going to be interesting to see what the school boards from Connellsville and Fraser do in the next couple of weeks as well.
Number 1's at quarterback.
That's Devin Mouse.
Yeah.
Mouse caught a couple of touchdowns, now running this Uniontown offense with an inside handoff, and they'll lose a yard here back to the 28-yard line.
Tell you one thing I like, Brian. Like you said, I like the way the Uniontown Red Raiders are playing. They're competing. They're playing, we can't hear what's going on down there, but obviously there's a little bit of chirping going on from both teams.
And you have 40 kids on the roster, so it's showing the kids want to play, and that was the issue you had last year.
Well, I'm watching what happened after that score when we went to commercial break. The kids are coming off. They're getting a little slower walking off the field, but the Coach Jeffries, Coach Brain, Coach Kaufman really encouraging those kids, patting them on the hats, keeping them up, trying to keep them in their minds in the game.
Yeah, the right group of coaches working with this team right now.
The guys are really doing a good job, and the kids are still playing hard.
And it's evident when watching this team as Miles, another fullback handoff. And getting back to the line of scrimmage, maybe gaining a yard or two on the play. I think that was 36 there. Thought it was Swaney, and actually
the Mustangs,
36 is another number we don't have on our roster.
And the Mustangs have to be pleased with Mr. Duke in at quarterback. They're able to score again and build this lead. The score's going to look pretty good in the paper tomorrow at 42-14 if it stays like that. That's not going to hurt them in the rankings or in the standings or anything like that. But 28-21 would have hurt.
Yes.
That would have hurt.
I think somebody sees that and they think, well, this team's not very good. They only beat a 2-win Uniontown team by a touchdown.
Correct.
42-14. If you don't kind of look inside the numbers, you might think, well, it was a 42-0 game, and you gave up a couple of late touchdowns with your JV team. Wasn't exactly that way with Uniontown striking first, but Laurel Highlands gave plenty of rest to their starters throughout the course of the game here today as Miles pulls it down, looks to run as the 35-40. Nice run here again from Devin Miles, who gets spun at the 50 and takes it into Laurel Highlands territory down to the 46-yard line. 24-yard run there for Devin Miles, who's been very impressive. Already a pair of touchdowns in this game for Uniontown.
Looks like a Kyler Murray out there. Just like he's just a little guy running around, and he just kind of – everybody went to the right, and he kind of spun around and went to the left, and nobody was there. And he's got some speed going around that corner.
Uniontown maybe trying to get another. I'm sure they are trying to get another score here late.
The Mustangs want to keep this at 14.
We go under 3 minutes left in regulation.
A little confusion in the backfield.
Miles resetting his troops. 3 wideouts, Twins to the far side, fumbles the snap. And Uniontown able to get back on it. It goes no gain on the play.
And that's something, like I said, most of the kids are growing up now in the shotgun most of the time, so they're not used to going under center.
A lineman there, Steve, got rolled up for Uniontown. It was 77, Gary Smitley III. It's another UPMC Centers for Rehab Services injury timeout. Brought to you by UPMC Centers for Rehab Services, the leaders in physical therapy. Visit physical therapist Jim Burns on Wayland Smith Drive. Phone 724-437-7500. The Centers for Rehab Services relief is closer than you think as Smitley gets helped off the field.
Time to light the cigar, I guess, because the Laurel Highlands coaches are packing up their headsets.
Yep, they're out of here.
Up in the press box, and they're going downstairs to celebrate with their team.
7-3 regular season. Again, have to commend Coach Colasar and his staff. Where they beat everybody, Steve, they should have beat this year. I mean, if you look at the schedule, that was kind of always the issue in past years. Is Miles in some trouble here trying to get out of here? And he does look like Kyler Murray. Pulls it down inside the 45-40, breaks a tackle, the 35, takes it down to the 30-yard line, 16-yard pickup. But how many times you got into those games against the teams like Trinity, Ringgold, West Mifflin? Again, not to take anything away from any of those programs. You think, you need a big win, and you don't get the big win. They won all those games this year, and that's why they're in the WPIL playoffs.
They won some games that they weren't supposed to win. I mean, I don't think they were supposed to beat Ringgold. I mean, I thought Ringgold outplayed them, and they somehow stole that one, and that was just a result of the Mustangs playing hard, staying in the game, get a turnover at the end.
And that was early in the season,
and they took advantage.
Yeah, a game like that basically got Laurel Highlands into the playoffs.
If you remember, that was a game you didn't do. You
correct.
Were
I was sick that night.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that was a game I thought Tony and I both thought the
Miles a little deep. Sorry there, Steve. Deep handoff in the backfield. They'll lose 5 back to the 35 as that one went back to Notorious Grooms with 1:16 to play. Go ahead, continue your thought.
Yeah, I was just going to say they just Ringgold looked like they were manhandling. Remember, we couldn't believe that the Mustangs could not stop the run, and that kid was running up and down the field. And
I watched it at home.
And then he fumbled in the late in the fourth quarter and gave the Mustangs the ball, and they were able to score. But this Miles kid, he looks a little bit like Kyle Murray. He runs around. We haven't seen him throw yet. He's just very small.
He's a senior, unfortunately, for Uniontown. They won't have him back next year. And
they list him at 5'6", 130. He doesn't look like he's 5'6" to me from here.
That's why I asked Coach K during one of the commercial breaks. Rob was in front of us. If he plays basketball, he said he came to some open gyms, but he's just an athlete and a good kid that sometimes down on the field. That one was skipped.
Yeah.
They're going to rule it incomplete.
Yeah, there's
intended
a
there
example.
For Tavian Richardson, who's another basketball kid there for Uniontown.
And that's what we're talking about. Little pass like that, he's only throwing it. I know, he hasn't thrown a lot, but he threw that ball had to go like 7 yards to his right, and he threw it in the ground. And that's something, he hits him in stride. That's a 15-yard gain.
Correct.
And it doesn't, you just take it for granted. Everybody wants to throw the long out down the field, but those little passes, make
a lot of hay on those passes.
Yeah.
3rd and 14, 27 seconds left in regulation.
But that's nice. Is nice to get this kid some minutes here. This Miles, and he's capable. I mean, really, could have be a nice little tailback.
Nice to be back at Bill Power Stadium tonight as well, Steve.
Yeah.
First time we've been back here in a while. And
had a little Mama Maruca's pizza before the game.
One of our sponsors. Very, very good up here in the press box.
I kind of had a sausage and pepperoni. I like that. I know you like the sausage.
A little miscommunication there in the backfield. Ends up going there to Grooms, and that's another talented basketball player. Notorious picking up a couple of yards. Remember, Notorious, he was a ball boy back in the day for the Uniontown Red Raiders. That could be the final play. We're down under 10 seconds. And the teams come out to shake hands, and that'll do it. 42-14, your final score. Laurel Highlands over Uniontown. A lot of fun tonight from Bill Power Stadium. Stay tuned for our post-game show. Brought to you by South Union Township Supervisor Robert Schiffbauer, working hard for the residents of South Union Township. It's on the way next year on WMBS, the Triple M High School Sports Network, and Facebook Live.
Go mobile with First Federal of Greene County. Get security and convenience with First Federal's updated app. Turn off lost or stolen credit cards, check balances, manage card limits, deposit checks, pay bills, all with the swipe of your finger. Don't forget the Card Valet mobile app to further protect your debit card. Visit the Apple App Store or Google Play to download the app. Visit firstfederalofgreene.com for more information. First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.